we're actually into the draft as of this point, and lost out of your playbook Esports Eagles versus Signal Ultra Warriors, and this is game 1 of a
10
best of
seconds
2.
remaining.
Oh, okay. So, Eagles opting to ban out
5
the
seconds
Magnus against the Warriors. Pero, ewan ko, I mean,
Radiant
may
team's
option
turn to
dito.
ban.
Bloodseeker na lang yung ban nila rito. Which is,
I mean, yun nga, nakita natin yung possible hero combos with the Bloodseeker. You could pick the Tiny, you could pick the Venge. So instead of banning the person who enables, why not just ban yung parang who has or who can put the combo in
10
action?
seconds remaining.
So, very staple first bans coming from both teams.
5 seconds remaining.
well, hindi pa naman surprisingly. May choice pa rin naman dito mag-ban out yung Eagles. Either they can ban... I don't think they're gonna be banning out Tiny here. Same goes for the side of the Warriors. Venge is available to
Dire
ban
team's
out.
turn to ban.
There you
Binana.
go.
I don't think iba ng Eagles lang yung Tiny. I mean, si Hero is playing one hell of a Tiny on these tournaments. So they have the option to go for the Tiny pick later on.
Yeah, I think that's his staple pick, no? Because he's calling these rotations, and later on in the
10
game when he
seconds
has that
remaining.
blink dagger, it just spells disaster for every team fighter, every pick off
5 seconds remaining.
One avatar combo onto a core, onto a lone support. That could mean an objective na already for
Radiant team's turn to pick.
LPE Eagles.
Okay, so the Warriors going for the Tiny ban. So no more Tiny for you, my good sir. So tinagal nila agad.
So the first pick here for Eagles is going to be something
Dire
a little
team's
bit
turn to
more.
pick.
And we're seeing it, the Oracle. So this is most likely going to be for their position 5. So si TMV ang maglalaro nitong Oracle, which we've seen him do a few games before then, no?
Yeah, I've seen TMV's
Radiant
Oracle
team's turn
into
to
play din sa mga last years. Pero Snapfire pick up, napakataas din ng ano nito eh. Ng pick rate. Kanina
Snapfire, and you can play her in any roles, no?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to be exact.
Yes.
You
I
can,
mean, siguro we hardly see her as a
remaining.
1 card.
I'm sorry, yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mabi. Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
But maganda yung ginawa dito ng Eagles kasi because if you recall din the last time that they actually picked up an Oracle, it stops the enemy team from picking Void, no? Because like as soon as you chrono someone, if hindi kasali yung Oracle, there's a disarm right away. So yung possible combo with Snapfire, it gets taken away, and now Eagles can also opt to go for the Void very early on now.
Yeah, they have the a chance to go for the Faceless Void to deny yung side din ng Warriors to go for the Faceless Void.
Yeah.
Kasi ako pag hindi ito na-pick ng Eagles, Warriors will gonna take that Abat Faceless Void immediately without any moments of hesitation. Yes.
That's correct. Yun nga, and we know how much of a beast Abat is when it comes to landing those Cyclone Spheres after only mere minutes of farming, no? But it seems as though
Dire
yun nga,
team's
they're
turn to
taking their time to think about this thing,
Aha,
and
there
they're
you go.
going for the Faceless Void. As
Radiant
predicted,
team
nanosta
ban.
na nga yun.
Okay, basic lang, di ba? You pick Faceless Void, we'll go for Beastmaster. Why, di ba? May Roar to stop Faceless Void from right-clicking you inside the Chrono.
Yeah.
And of course,
Dire
vision-wise din
team's
sobrang
turn to
ganda.
ban. Radiant team's turn to
The thing
ban.
na inaano ko dito is that they're gonna have so much vision with that Hawk. So if they have good positioning in fights, yung mangyayari dito is you'll never get a good chrono initiation. No? If Signal Ultra Warriors play around that Hawk vision
Dire team
and actually
ban.
have solid positioning, you'll never see, or it's going to be very hard for Eagles to execute a perfect chronosphere. No?
And to add more pala sa Beastmaster pick, Beastmaster, Inner Beast, plus 2 Boars. Nag-amplify din attack speed. I mean, may aura siya for his teammate. So may option dito yung Warriors to go for something like
10 seconds remaining.
a pushing type of draft. Pwede rin nilang gawin yun. Plus a
5
farming
seconds
core.
remaining.
Yun yung nakikita kong pwede nilang gawin. Pero yung Invoker, binanda rin dito ng Warriors, knowing that their mid laner can also play he also played Invoker in the last, this is the last series na Casco. And it's also a good combo with the
Radiant team's
Faceless
turn to
Void.
ban.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So yung Signal Ultra Warriors, they're actually banning out a lot of team fight, no? So they really do not want any wave clear, anyone that you can just yung ilalagay mo lang sa harap ng torre, harap ng tier 1 tower, and he can just defend by himself. Tidehunter is one of those heroes, and ayaw makita ng
10
Signal Ultra
seconds
Warriors.
remaining.
Yun nga, they don't want anyone to contest how this Beastmaster is
5
going to
seconds
want to play.
remaining.
He's going to take down towers, he's going to look for openings, and again, massive team fight. It's a big no-no for the game plan for Signal Ultra Warriors.
So they have... Okay. Wala pang carry dito yung Warriors. Same goes for the mid lane. Secure na yung isang support plus a core for the Eagles. Pero I'm still waiting for a position 4 pick coming from the Eagles here. Or, not unless, kumuha sila ng rito, offlane. I think they're gonna be picking offlane dito later on. Pero Morphling, tinanggal na rin for Abad. They don't want a Morph Abad. Same goes for the Spec and yung Riki. Puro ganito na kasi yung draft ngayon, guys eh. Pag hindi ka nag-pick kagad ng core mo on your second pick, automatic yan. The opposing team will gonna be banning out most of the cores or mga carry heroes.
Yeah, it's either ibaba namin para hindi kayo makapaglaro or kami yung maglalaro. So we'll use your stat against you or something like that. Yun na yung general mindset eh. The thing is, parang captains and drafters are taking advantage kasi of these multiple bans already. Like before, we only used to have 4 bans back when the game, like officially came out.
Dire team's turn to pick.
That's insane. That's because there's so many heroes getting added to the game. There's a lot of options, and one way
Radiant team's turn to
capitalize
pick.
on these options, you would rather pick the heroes you have planned. And actually, speaking of heroes that you have planned, Mirana would have been a good pos for Eagles, no?
Totoo,
Warriors instead decide to take it up for themselves. So, going to make use of siguro the MLS to set up fights. The Beastmaster Roar can come behind the trees, or he
Dire team's turn to pick.
Any kind of vision thing with a hawk into an arrow, and that's not a bad post for actually. Rubik is
Rubik,
especially against the Sapphire, no?
And good hero din kasi nga, di ba, may roar. Can easily steal yung spell na roar. Tapos sobrang dali. I mean, yung one of the madaling nakawin na spell. And yung MLS din, even the arrow is actually good. Combo rin kung makakuha. So pinagtatanggal na talaga nila rito. Actually, Timbersaw is actually good pick din sana for the Warriors. It's good against sa Void whenever he goes Chrono. And Oracle din. Parang pang zone out lang sa Chrono. Mga type na hero. Pero again...
And...
yeah, sure. Go ahead.
The fact na, Timbersaw is also one of those heroes na much like Tide, yung function niya is you can place him on a dead lane or you can put him to any lane and make it a dead lane. So that's not something the that Beastmaster actually wants. Hindi niya gusto yun kasi niya nagpo-push. But if the Timbersaw is there, if the Tidehunter is there, makiklear lang yung creeps, makiklear lang yung summons mo. Rubik effectively siguro feels that, but not as a post 3. Siguro as a post 4, so it's less greedy, but at the same time, it's still the same amount of wave. You have a Fade Bolt, you have any stolen nuke or any stolen spell na pwede mo gamitin to clear out creep waves, and you effectively kind of pseudo fill that role for LPE Eagles here.
Tsaka nakikita ko rin combo ngayon for the Warriors. They have the follow-up after nung roar, nung Beastmaster. They have the cookie. They also have the arrow. And here goes the... Okay.
Alright, that's pretty good. Pero this does create the target for Faces Void now.
Medyo rito nag-worry nga ako. Yeah, speaking of a target, man. Kailangan magandang positioning lagi dito ng side ng Warriors. Especially yung kanilang Snapfire. Kasi yun lang yung pwedeng reposition sa draw just in case na ma-caught out siya eh. Exactly. MLS, hindi rin siya ganun kaganda, di ba? Once you get caught by a Chronosphere, ma-expose ka na agad, maski na kaya o Moonlight Shadow, di ba? Maski invisible.
Yeah. May true sight inside that Chronosphere. So Jow's going to get focused down still if she does get hit by that Faces Void Chronosphere. Pero the thing is, yung itemization dito for the side of Eagles, no? You can't really rely on. Oh, that's pretty good to get on the Drow Ranger actually. One Epi Blink. So an Epicenter Blink Ball striking. Sure you backing that Mirana, that Drow Ranger are going to be for a bit of trouble. And it also works pretty well with Oracle. So tons of this from both
Dire team's turn to ban.
Mukhang may magandang bakbakan yung makikita natin dito.
Tsaka hindi kailangan mag-worry dito ng LPE. Knowing na hindi lang pwedeng Void lagi na tatalon, meron silang Sand King to start the fight. Tsaka maganda pa rito, he can blink in, Power Strike, Epi, then follow up na lang yung Chrono. I mean, Sand King doesn't care. Maski ma-Chrono siya, still in effect pa rin naman yung pulses
10
coming from
seconds
the
remaining.
epicenter. So
That's
grabe
good.
yung, sobrang grabe yung team fight dito
5
ng
seconds
side ng
remaining.
Eagles.
Yeah, pero yun nga, I think execution-wise, it just really has to matter on like which
Dire
team
team
gets the
ban.
jump first, diba? Kasi like, if you can MLS roar and then there's no follow-up chrono, may more cases pa kayo sa likod, while Brow is just free-hitting everyone, that's a good fight for Signal Ultra. Pero at the same time, if yung Eagles naman yung mag-initiate, the Sand King getting a nice Boro strike or Faceless Void getting a nice Chronosphere, it could spell
10
the end
seconds
for
remaining.
Signal Ultra Warriors then, and plus an extra objective. And also for Signal Ultra Warriors, if they
5
win
seconds
fight, you
remaining.
can translate that into an objective. You have Beastmaster, you have Drow Ranger. That's a tower down already.
To add pa, may Merana pa, which is yung kanyang leap, di ba? Added sa
Yes.
attack speed. So, kailangan lang mag-ingat dito lagi ng Eagles not to get picked off. Knowing na ganito yung lineup nila, Arrow, Roar, may Snapfire. Parang sobrang daling pumatay from the side of the Warriors kung ikukumpara mo sa Eagles. Ang setup lang dito ng Eagles, yung Boro Strike lang. Lift, medyo 50-50 ako. Well, depende pa rin
Eliminate teams
if
turn
the
to
Oracle
pick.
can go for a Fortune's End. Pero they'll banning out, binanira rito yung Puck and Dragonite. Okay.
So, yun nga, there's still options available. The Queen of Pain and the Queen of Pain, Storm Spirit, Void Spirit, a lot of the aggressive mids as well that both teams could actually
10
make
seconds
well
remaining.
use of. You know?
Tsaka ang dami pa rin nga ito.
5 seconds
Pwede sila mag
remaining.
Queen of Pain dito. Follow for the
Dire
Chrono.
team's turn to pick.
Kailangan nila ng extra more damage pero Void Spirit. So the two Voids in play para sa Eagles.
Yep, the two Voids, Faceless Void and Void Spirit. So that's going to be their last pick, and this looks like it's a very tempo-oriented game for Signal Ultra Warriors
10
because now they're
seconds
running on a
remaining.
timer. What if this Void Spirit comes online before the mid laner that we
5 seconds remaining.
So sila yung mahihirapan mag kind of keep up because etong Void Spirit na to, once he gets to level 6, if he has a good lane, siya yung mag-make space for that Sand King to get his dagger, for that Void to be able to set up perfect Chrono Spears kasi yung ginagawa kasi ng Void Spirit because of that Resonant Pulse, because of that Dissimulate, and yung Remnant pa niya, nafo-force kayo to be in very weird position to
Choose
acquire
your
the
hero.
Storm Spirit. It's
Wow.
actually going to be the pick for Signal Ultra Warriors. So,
Wow.
yun nga, two of the picks that I said were open do get completely picked, and we're going to see Jamesy on that Storm Spirit. Going to be very excited for this. And naturally, Calbs, di ba natatalo naman ng Storm Spirit yung Void sa lane, no?
Yep. Kaya naman ng Storm Spirit yung Void Spirit in terms of laning sa mid lane. Knowing na kailangan lang naman talaga ng Storm Spirit is level, so he doesn't need to get too much aggressive sa mid lane. He just needs his early level 6. Once na magkaroon ng level 6 na yan, I mean, he'll be fine. Sobrang hirap na i-gank niyan. Tsaka, Boro Strike, which is madaling i-connect, pero I don't think na magro-rotate kagad itong Sand King with that. He needs to farm his blink. Pero yung Void Spirit, mahirap din i-connect yung kanyang yung Ether Remnant. So marami silang kailangan to gank yung Storm Spirit sa middle lane. Pero medyo scary kasi may Chrono, may Water Strike and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So kailangan pa rin mag-ingat pa rin ni James while he plays the Storm Spirit sa middle. Pero I don't think na ganun karami yung rotations na makukuha ng Eagles kasi they only have Oracle. They just have the Rubik. So, tas ang kailangan mo pa i-babysit sa lane is yung Faceless Void. So, I don't think sobrang daming rotations na magagawa rito coming up from the Eagle side. However, on the other hand, sa kabila, sa side ng Warriors, they have the Beastmaster. They have the Merana na sobrang medyo, sabihin na natin sometimes unpredictable pero or predictable at the same time. Pero we'll see. So ito na nga. Go ahead, sorry man.
Yep, so really excited for this game. LPE versus Signal Ultra Warriors, game 1 of this Best of 2 series. And for the side of LPE, we have Hero on his Rubik, Prince on that FB, Faceless Void, CY on the Void Spirit, Rupi Rose on his Sand King, and TMV on his Oracle.
And for the side of Signal Ultra Warriors, we have James C on the Storm Spirit, Van playing the Beastmaster, Abat for the Drow Ranger, Grims on his Snapfire, and Ares for his Merana.
So, looking at the draft scalps, no, which do you think is going to do better in the first 10 minutes? Kasi ako, I have my preferences. Medyo nag-bias din ako for the first 10 minutes of the game na to. Pero what do you think?
Looking for me?
I think, eto lang yan, men eh. Knowing na may Draw Ranger yung side ng Signal Ultra Warriors, they have this certain time
30 seconds
na kailangan nila mag-online or mag-activate din kanila. May certain timer to eh. Once na hindi nila ma-achieve yun, oh no, they're in trouble for this Faceless Void. Pero sa side naman ng Eagles, nakukulangan ako sa physical damage. They have the Magical Burst, they have the Epicenter, the follow-up, then yung Chrono. Pero after that, di ba, sino nang papalo? Di ba? Wala nang papalo. Ilang
Sa akin
tayo.
kasi sa akin, Calvs, it just seems like pag nakakuha ng either Pipe or Mech or Greaves yung side ng Signal Ultra Warriors, yung LPE, they just don't do enough damage anymore eh.
Malalaman yung kasagutan natin later on in this game. So, sa mga ka-tune in lang, this is series number 2. The Eagles versus the Warriors. Game number 1, best of 2 series. And of course, the Eagles is on top on the standings or sa leaderboards, whatever you call it. 9 points. Unbeaten. 0 losses. Samantalang side naman dito ng Signal Ultra Warriors, they're on second. So this is one hype game. Ito na nga ba yung bibigay ng unang talo for the Eagles, man?
Yep, I'm very excited to see, but so far it looks like all the lanes are going pretty even. And just to remind everyone, actually huge shout out to our dear friend there. This tournament is under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusement Board. So thank you for Games and Amusement.
Thank you. So, James C versus si Kaisai is sa middle lane.
Yeah.
So far so good. Even lang naman, nag-trade out lang sila rito ng CS. Sa mga hindi nakakaalam, CS is abbreviation ng Creep Sport. Sa mga hindi nakakaalam, CS. Yun po yung meaning nun.
This middle lane is so exciting because yung Void Spirit versus Storm Spirit matchup kasi, you're forced to go a different build on your Void Spirit because you have to control the Storm. At the same time, there's not really much use for your W, for your Dissimilate here because as soon as you Dissimilate, Storm could just pop a Remnant in the very center. If you pop up there, you're gonna take damage. Or because he has time to place that Remnant, as soon as babangon ka ulit from any one of the holes that you place your Dissimilate, mangyayari dun, you're just gonna get hit with an overload proc. Diba? So, medyo you forced to change up your playstyle a bit as a Void Spirit. You're the hero in trouble sa top lane.
Look at the damage coming out from above. Siyempre, physical damage and the lift. Akala ko ikukuha gandang bars like it will connect on 2. So it's time to disengage. Nagpop ng healing salve. Dito yung Snapfire just to ensure na not gonna get low too much. So
that was a pretty good engagement sa top because they forced out the use of disables just to secure the sentry because if that sentry if yung sentry nila the LP gets taken out, mangyayari kung you can get harassed inside the Sunstorm, which is naharas ka na nga as Sun King against Drow's Snapfire. So what even more if your only veil protection is your Sunstorm and they can hit you under, parang it's just not a good game for you anymore.
So right na makikita rin natin dito. Medyo kino-contest lang dito yung pulls. Actually, nag-pull na dito yung si Grims on the Snapfire going here on top. So good pull. So makapag-farm sila pareha. They'll share the XP. Pero syempre, more on makukuha dito ng draw yung farm. Pero I think yung itemization dito ng Void Spirit, hindi ko lang alam kung depende sa item build ng Storm kung mag-orchid ba siya. Pero sobrang ganda rito rin ng Aghanim Scepter for Void Spirit sa game na to.
Yeah, definitely because you stop so many things from happening. You stop the Storm from escaping, which is I think #1 priority. You don't really have good initiate for it unless if you're Void with that Axe or Void Spirit with that Axe because you have the instant silence coming in with that Astral Strat into your E, which is going to be very effective against a Storm. Plus, right after siguro Aether Remnant, you can silence him again, and then that's the setup for your team's disables. And for the 4-minute rule, we're seeing yung mga Phosphor gumagalaw na dito sa mapa. Marana going over on the bottom side, and Snapfire and Rubik actually on the top side. So top rune, we're gonna take a look at if it does spawn there. Two supports are here, and
and look at the supports going at it. the supportal combat. Oh, the lift! Perfectly done. Well played from Hero.
Dreams tried to wait it out until mapupunta siya sa high ground, but Hero, very patient with that telekinesis mode, decides na I don't want to go greedy on this speed ball. I'm going to cancel that fire snap cookie, and he does get first blood for it. So his patience paying off there.
Pero ano
Instant bottle refill coming. James
at
Lee.
least, di ba? Yeah, at least. Nakuha yung first blood, pero small things. Small
Yep.
things. Pero ganda na time.
dito. Courier
Oh!
Hunter.
There you go.
Radiant's
Hindi pa
courier
nadi-deliver
has been killed.
Tango lang pala yung laman. I thought there was
Yeah.
something like a boots or anything. Just a courier. Still,
Yeah, so-
courier snipe. 30 gold per player dito sa game. Side ng Warriors.
Yep, and Grimm's now
Are scanning.
offensively waiting for this bounty rune. Will he actually be playing with his life there side? Doesn't have the ult yet, still level 5, pero the bounty rune is going to go the way. Oh no, Grimm's, is he gonna go down again?
Ah!
That does not connect. Either remnant is there, no pulls him back. Illusion rune are also their side. And of course, Hero takes that last hit with that feed bolt. So, going to be very, I think, greedy also. Because Rubik does need, a little bit of mana. Always having spells to be stolen. You kind of need more move speed earlier on. So, having that fast arcane, it really helps out the rest of your team as well.
Pero okay na rin kasi naka-free farm yung draw sa top. Basically sa isang support, so I mean, the course from the side of the Warriors doesn't mind. Okay, I'll just take out the life of our support. It's fine. We'll just gonna farming out.
That's
Tuloy
true.
lang
And,
farm.
they rotate the Void Spirit. Then, I mean, like, it wasn't really a full rotation. It was still, like, right around the middle lane. But that allows Storm to push it out, get his double switch, and also just like the jungle. And now, Crazy might actually try to go for something here, but Sai does lose out on the Symbol lane.
Oh, no.
The Remnant is there, does pull back the Storm, so pretty good. The TP comes out a bit late for TMD, but James Lee, looking for a little bit of mana. Hero is there with his DP. Does he get a Fame Bolt on this Storm? No, he gives it away to Sai, and James is in a little trouble. The Fame Bolt can come out now. Sai, oh, the arrow lands perfectly. TMD is trying to get that last hit, but he doesn't get it. Just blocking off magical damage here from the bottom, from the snap power with a second spell, but no, Grim does take down Sai in the very end. Hero walking forward, still has that Fame Bolt and the DP. Double kill going to him. That's a 3-for-1 for LPE, and looking very good for 6 minutes into the game. 5-for-1 actually is LPE, and Signal Ultra Warriors just crunching that one on the board.
Look at James. Wants to get his revenge, but the Fate's Edict again coming from the Oracle, but James will still secure that one. Pero kung nakapansin mo, ang ganda rotation from the Rubik, the lift, plus again the Fate's Edict, di ba walang ganong damage yung Star Storm from the Mirana?
Yes. So, did prolong the life ng Void Spirit niya.
Sobrang on point. Sobrang on point. Pero again, the cookie into the vortex. Pero may dissimulate makapag out. No, you'll fight it aggressively. No. Mas give me
Yung
fortune
Remnant
set.
din tumama sa crit.
A nice place again from Hero.
Yeah,
Same
we'll
goes
see.
with the Oracle.
Yeah, pero yun nga, the big worry here is that Abat already has a 6, so this is gonna just speed up his farm so much. And he's already sticking with Van Din, so they can find the kill with that roar, and they can also find towers with, of course, Inner Beast and that innate Drow passive, of course.
So 5 to tayo dito guys. 7 minutes, game number 1, best of 2 series. And the side of Warriors, ito na yung sinasabi ko. Level 7, level 6, Inner Beast, plus of course the Drow. Objective taking na tayo. Habang wala pang farm dito si Prince on the Faces Void, they really wanted to go for an objective here. Kaya si Abad just gonna pull out the creep wave para mag-push in din yung creep nila to go for the damage na rin sa tower.
Oh, 8-minute runes, actually. Yeah, it's going to Sai yet again.
Dire's
So,
middle tower is under
no runes
attack.
here for the side of Signal
Radiant's
Ultra
bottom
Warriors
tower
yet, but
is under
Lupido
attack.
and Prince are trying to trade out
Radiant's
the tower,
bottom
but
tower
Van does
has
ultimately get theirs first
Dire's
at the
top
bottom
tower
lane.
is
Van
under
actually
attack.
already has a Necro book, so yun din, that also speeds up the push by a little bit, adding those 2 units to the Necro nominal.
Pero nandito si Grim sa top lane pero I don't think he want to mess around on the guys from the Eagles here on the top. Siya lang mag-isa, it's up against by 4
Yeah.
4 heroes. No, he's not gonna get involved in this one.
Yeah. And we've already seen him go down thrice. So
Dire's
seeing him
top
go down
tower has
another time
fallen.
is going to be pretty bad. He's yet to actually sit on anything else apart from his boots. Pero that's a given. Since you are like Snapfire here. He's
Look
just
at
waiting
Prince.
around in the trees.
Radiant's middle tower
This
is
not
under
going to get
attack.
seen. Look at
And
this
they're
connection. Yeah, look at this connection from Signal Ultra
Radiant
Warriors.
structures
Just
are
sliding from that
fortified.
bottom lane into the middle lane, trying to get another tier 1 tower, opening up the map and just like taking away all the void space. Or
And they're
both of the
actually,
void space.
and they're actually giving up the mid here. Out na lang sila. Just, yeah, si Van naman, still continue yung farming. Siguro sa kanyang Necronomico and level 2, pero Kino Optic. That's actually a good item pickup. You can give it to the
Radiant
Rubik
are scanning.
or the
Gale
Caster.
is actually already complete on the Sand King din, no? So we might actually see him be the one to stand in front of the tower. But as soon as we do see like Necrobook 3 Dusters entries in front of the tower that Signal Ultra want to push, Rupido might be in a bit of trouble as he can't just like he can't just do this, you know? He can't
Yeah.
just sandstorm instantly.
He's actually pinging Van on his Beastmaster and dun daw. Okay. Okay.
I thought we were gonna see a threatening chrono.
Yeah, same. There's stolen spell and the lift, stolen leaf. There here goes Sai, and they will take off Eris Mirana.
Yeah. But at the same time, Rupido is just losing his jungle here to Van. In his space, the boars to go down, they're given to Sai. Sai needs the extra money for his jewels, and he's gonna get it soon. I think the call is really for him to go use this game. Kasi naunahan na siya ng Storm eh. The Storm is able to go to farm his side camp, to farm neutrals, just because of the nature of the hero. He doesn't really have to go all in on all these weird fights, especially because may Beastmaster sila, may Drow sila. They're not looking for the person. They have the upper hand when it comes to farming NCs, when it comes to pushing out lanes. So, mangyayari, that Storm is going to go for that Orchid, and big smoke up here from Signal Ultra Warriors. Let's see if may mangyayari.
Ito nakaswag na smoke, and there goes the roar. Ito na rin yung Mortimer Kisses, and it will connect on 2 stolen spell. May Moonlight Shadow na deploy pero false prompt. And no! It connects on 2. Wala nga lang magdiligtas dito, pero Mirana still up and alive. 1-for-1 exchange, pero that was a pretty nice game. Pero Abat was able to take out Rubik. Ito na si Jake, pumasok with a Vortex. And yung Moonlight Shadow being useful on this one, and they will take off Sand King as well. Pero yun nga lang, si Prince was able to get a bat, pero he's all alone. Time dilation, wala siyang time walk dito. Pero
He's starting them off. He knows Storm has no mana, but
yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
I
is under
don't find
attack.
anything relevant there, but as soon as they get the Drow, I think that's like,
Hold that
that's
thought.
gonna go right. He goes down!
Afraid to leave your friends.
Arrow connected there. Plus the scatter
Yeah.
blast damage, and again the arrow. It misses. So
Yeah,
out na lang
but-
sila.
That was actually a super good team fight from Signal Ultra Warriors. So I was just talking about how they're way better in farm, how they have 2 cores on top of net worth right now. Pero what happened is that, you know, they know their advantage, you know, they have it right now. Wala pang pang-dispel si Sai na anything that they have to throw out. But Oracle isn't as threatening with the heals. And look at this. Instantly, you go for that Oracle, all of the disables connect on him. He can't do anything in that fight. And the chrono gets it's a nice chrono, can't have two, pero you don't really see a lot of follow-up because they're focusing on the back lines, and the MLS just makes it super hard for them to fight because Vision is going in and out of the sentry range. A bot here also gets saved for a little bit by James. We see the very timely gust, the arrow connects as well, and Brain trying to go for the last hit. This is, I think, him trying to just get something for his team. You know? If my team goes down, somebody has to go down with them.
Yeah, tsaka na-silence up din kanina yung Void Spirit dun niya, but that was a
Look
good
at
guess.
this. This is the same exact play from a few minutes ago.
Here comes the Swarm. Yeah, naka-orchid na to eh. He knows he can kill off anyone dito sa side ng Eagles. And again, another kill secured by the Warriors. Mortimer Kisses ginamit din dito ni Grims.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
man, I think yung inisip kasi nila, it worked once, it could work again. You know, I mean like, hey, OG, but like, all right now, massive fight happening. Abat is actually focused down
in
here
the
first
roar!
before. Just come out and
shot!
Rico and he go down. Abat surviving yet again, even though he was the first one to get focused on by side. So really not enough damage on the side of the LPE. The Signal Ultra Warriors just able to confidently output so much damage thanks to the storms and things, thanks to all this attack speed coming in from Inner Beast and all these summons just slowing down in this fight. So really, really good effective plays coming out here from Signal Ultra Warriors.
Tsaka ano rin kasi I mean, Okay, sige, gaya nung na-mention ko kanina, di ba? Parang they're lacking physical damage after the chrono. I mean,
Dire's
chrono
top
follow-up.
tower is under
Naalala
attack.
siguro kung mauna yung Sand King. Pero right now, Sand King doesn't have any blink. Inuna niya yung Veil of Discord. Tapos may Orchid Malevolence na rin dito yung Storm Spirit. So yung Storm dito sobrang confident. They can jump in the Oracle or even the Rubik. Maski nga yung Void Spirit, he can just go in.
Definitely, and because he did get his Orchid before the Void Spirit got used. In fact, he's almost 2K ahead of him. Oh, Brain Spear in a bit of trouble. Orchid is there. James got so much damage. He's not even zipping around yet. It's just the remnants doing the hits, and James.
The early Orchid, man. In effect. Aga ng Orchid?
I mean, that's like a 12, 13-minute Orchid. That's insane. The farm on James is just like he just doesn't care, right? Like, okay, you can have Grims, you can try to go for all the runes. I'm just gonna go back to my neutral camps. I'm going to farm everything. Bahala kayo. You can just panic on the middle lane. You can just panic on the top lane.
Radiant's
I'll be in
bottom
my
tower
jungle.
is
I'll
under
catch y'all
attack.
later.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Sobrang aga ng Orchid. Yung Void, wala pang BKB, walang Manta style. And I think yung game plan dito ng War is just to, group up, take objectives. Don't let the Void get so farmed. Same goes for the Void Spirit. Tsaka paulit-ulit yung, twice na ginawa nila yung smoke na yun, no? Going to the mid, recta, without any
Radiant's bottom tower is
hesitation.
under attack.
Yeah. Single Ultra Warriors, like they really thought, if it worked once, it can work again. They're not gonna expect it. It's a very unorthodox play. I think they're taking up a lesson from fighting games. You're like, do it again,
Radiant's bottom
But
tower
like,
has
I
fallen.
think Single Ultra Warriors
Dire's
have just
middle
really
tower
found
is
their
under
place
attack.
to play. And that's in this individual days, because this is what cancels out so much of the space. You can't get to the bottom half of the map. You can't get to our side of the
Dire's
map.
top
if you keep
tower
playing
is under
mid.
attack.
Yung space ng LPE dito, it's limited. And because it's limited in terms of farm, in terms of where Signal Ultra Warriors is, and in terms of what Signal Ultra Warriors sees, because yun nga, may hawk sila, they have so much vision coming in. And yung effective space for the course of
Dire's
LPE to
top
play in,
tower
it's just
is
the
under
top half
attack.
of the map. Which is, of course, it still belongs to Signal Ultra Warriors. So it puts them in a very hard spot where we have to take a fight. We have to kind of, and this is them realizing that they have to take a fight.
Yeah.
They have to use that chronosphere.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Kaso may Arcane Room. They'll miss it. They'll just ping it. They won't get it though. Alam nila na-confirm this but
Yeah, must spot it because if you do take that rune and it's not anywhere near the 2-minute mark, mangyayari is that like error. And if they have vision, they know somebody took it. Prince just chooses to pop the smoke here while farming creeps, and this is what I was talking about. The only space that they have to farm, this top side. And nice stand there by the Dire, tries to catch them out to keep their core state, pero they don't really get scanned out. However, Dire is in the vicinity kasi. Because one side is already showing up there, but nobody's defending the other lanes. Wala nagpapahita sa mid, wala nagpapahita sa bot. So, technically, where else can they be?
yaman ni James. Meron na itong kaya. Pero you'll go
Radiant
for the
are scanning.
BKB first. I don't know if...
Very safe. It's actually very safe. You don't get the... You don't get stunned
Radiant's
by,
middle tower is under
by
attack.
tanking.
The lift.
You don't get stunned by the lift. You don't get cancelled out. And also, you can hit through yung Fate's Edict kasi.
Yun din. Tapos samantalang si Abat naman, going for the 4 staff. I mean, meron siyang Spirit Lance. And after siguro niyan, Hurricane Pike for a good positioning item din. Against his lineup.
It almost is finished, and in fact, he's going to pick it up now. And Grims then actually, Grims also has a 4-staff to his name now, so not just sitting on boots and dust anymore. So he could help save heroes who are about to get going through again. If I think preemptive, like if ever there is the purge from the Oracle, there is going to be like the either remnant, or you just have to get out of Sandstorm because it's annoying. The 4-staff is going to be there from Grims then. So overall, a lot of defensive options coming up from Signal Ultra, and this might actually be like if it keeps going on like this without a good fight from LPE, Signal might take this game.
Tingnan mo nga si Grims dito. Sobrang aggressive on his Snapfire. It doesn't mind, maski nandun yung Void Spirit o even yung Oracle. I'll just deward. Drop some sentries there. Tamang deward lang.
I think kasi alam niya na like Van is right behind him. He has a 4-staff, and that storm is going to be a massive damage with Akaya and Orchid. 18 minutes into the game.
This is a good find, kaso hindi nga lang sila tinadhana doon sa river. Yung Void Spirit yung pinaka-closest dito on that smoke. Okay! Yeah, they know. Pero dissimulate out. And the silence misses. Pero may roar. Pero where's the follow? There's the follow-up for you, sir. Wala na kagad yung Void Spirit. Instantly decimated. Well played.
It is well more than enough yung damage na output ng Drow now. Like, she's sitting at 10k, 19 minutes in, level 14. So, Abat really is showing us his prowess on like his position 1. And this forces Prince to actually, like, I'm not too sure about this BKB here. It cancels out, you know, the arrow.
I mean, yung damage, physical damage output dito ng Warriors. Drow, di ba? Right clicks. Arrow. Okay, pang scout lang. We haven't seen a Chrono Spear after the first one, the first usage, kanina sa mid lane, sa mid fight.
I mean, like, if, you know, a play like that without follow-up siguro kind of hurts your complacency, your
Radiant's bottom
confidence to be able
tower
to
is
land.
under attack.
Oh, the Yules!
And there you go, the Yules, Fortune's End for the follow-up, the stolen arrow would not miss, pero silence up yung Void Spirit, and the cookie, kaso hindi tumama, pero false promise is there. Pero enough nga ba yan? Pero meron siyang dissimulate, he will just go out and he's alive. Walang walang araw sa taas eh. So he's up and alive.
Yeah.
Good save.
I mean, like, yun yung parang small detail with the false promise. No? If ever there's like there's that red or orange-ish sun, you're gonna take damage. But if ever it's like transpeaking at the top there, or yeah, it's gonna be a heal. And like the good thing about false promise, I think, is like
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
it doubles the healing that you
Radiant
receive while under the
structures are
button.
fortified.
So that makes, or it just makes sense for the Oracle to be able to purifying flame tutor.
Radiant's top
But
tower
you know,
has fallen.
it's not gonna do much. It doesn't save their tier 1. It doesn't give them a good fight. They still don't use the Chronosphere. And now they're in
Radiant's
even
top tower
worse
is under
position
attack.
as their triangle is getting invaded. So this is like the first time we've seen LPE just
Dire's
not look
middle
so
tower
comfy
is under
on their
attack.
own side of the map. And this is looking pretty grim for them, if I might say. They have no other option actually but to just take a fight and hope that it's going to work out. Because right now, if they keep farming, already, you know, Signal Ultra already has so much of the map. They're farming way more than you are going to be at this point. So it limits all of your options. Like, where can you go as of this point? They took your tier 1 tower, di na kayo pwede umakit dun sa taas. Di na kayo pwede umakit sa top side ng map where you're usually farming. Storm is owning the bottom side, he can zip to wherever he wants, along with a TP as well. Roche is an objective that I think Signal Ultra want to take, pero yun nga, they're aware of the threat of Epicenter, they're aware of the threat of Chronosphere, and the Void Tokenization. So they're looking for pick-offs on 2 heroes and then maybe taking Roche after.
Ang hirap mag-chrono kasi ano yan eh, choke point talaga itong Roche Pit. So good spells to use is yung na-mention mo, man, yung chrono plus the epi. Sobrang goods nun. Stranded kayo, madali kayo maiipit dyan. Not unless kung makakuha ng pick-off, kung yung Void mawawala, or kung nagamit yung Chrono Spear ng Faces Void, it's a go time na for the Roshan. Pero right now, yeah, true. Go ahead, man, sorry.
That Axe is flying out on the CY already. Does he choose to go? And actually, he goes up to the Oracle TND in a bit of trouble there. Does drop down. Thanks to the Oracle from James and a button. Gets a kill on the Uki,
And it's shit.
And yeah, the pickups that we were talking about kanina, no? And now they got to.
Oh
There's
my
one
God.
center threat. Oh, sorry. Just
Oh my
tanking
God.
the Christmas at this point.
And then
We're
once
still
change
looking
this
for
one
him.
now. 9 seconds before yung Astral Step, but the arrow will connect, and here comes James C going in. The kill.
He didn't have enough mana. He just really had enough damage. Pure confidence in coming from James Lee, and that's the Aegis over to Abat right now. 13k on the net worth. He's like well ahead. Yeah, he's well ahead of Faces Void at this point. So Prince in a bit of trouble. You know, you don't have any space. You're left to your NCs. You can't really show in lane kasi my part with no one.
Radiant's middle
and
tower
they're just gonna
is
combo
under
up
attack.
Roar still tier 2 TKG. And tier 2s are being threatened right now.
Man, grabe tong Warriors dito sa game na to. After getting those 3 kills, they were able to get Roshan, and right now they're bombing the second tier 2 tower here. I mean the tier 2 tower sa middle lane.
Radiant's middle
Kuwang-kuha
tower
na
has
nila.
fallen.
Daming objective dito ng Warriors. and they're looking good.
Radiant's
However,
top tower is
LPE,
under attack.
I mean, Chrono Spear. We haven't seen usage of Chrono for a long time. Hindi pa tayo nakakita ng Chrono.
Yeah, we've only seen like one
One
Chrono Spear
Chrono.
this game.
Eh, hindi pa ganun ka-effective. Why?
Dyer's
Because
bottom tower
after ng
is
Chrono,
under attack.
wala na eh. Wala na follow-up
Radiant's top
damage.
tower is
Neither
under
right-click, epicenter, non-existent doon sa team fight na yun. It's early levels pa rin din naman, pero another objective being
Radiant's
taken
top
out
tower has
by
fallen.
the Warriors. Wala
Yeah,
na
this
silang
looks-
counter tower.
This looks pretty dangerous for LPE right now. The only person who can actually go out and move around is going to be Sai. But even Sai can get shut down with a Primal Roar, with an Orchid into a Night Follow. Even with his rules, even with his ad, he's the only one outside from his team. Or he's the only one who can reliably, go farm those dangerous waves, go super far out from their side of the map. But he's still he's still going to get caught. There's still a huge chance that he's going to get caught. Now, with the Warriors, he might be another pick off. He's going to go, the Yules.
The use, alright, but Astral step out. Easy out. Pero James once more.
Is he going to go for this?
He still has a BKB. Ganyan katabang si James. Then they also have the Moonlight Shadow. And the Sand King will just blink out. And they want to chase this one out nga ba? Arrow. But nakita rito si Rupido. Nandito rin si Prince hiding on the tree line. And then full lightning in. The Yule setup. Bars like 40 more kisses. Here comes the Chrono. Nakapag-BKB nga lang si Prince. Pero there's the roar. Mahuhuli nga yun. Sand King is also out. And Prince like the PP. Ito yung problema nga yung sinasabi ko, men. Di ba? Chrono, then after that, walang follow-up.
Yeah. I mean, like, ultimately, matatakot ka na mag-chrono pagkatapos ng the epicenter was there, pero yun nangyari na he got roared himself. So the epicenter damage, a bit like this to the Python ban as well. But like, yun nga, there's really not much that they can do unless if it's like a kick-off. They can't take these huge team fights anymore because Sigla or the Warriors have just come so prepared for them as of this point already.
And they can poke high ground.
Radiant's
Tier
bottom
3.
tower is
14
under
seconds. They
attack.
still have the Aegis and the Drow. Abat has the damage to take out towers, buildings easily. Sobrang easy gumuha. May illusions pa. Look at the damage. Oh. Right-clicking away. Doesn't care. Yeah, I have my illusions to back me up.
Radiant's bottom
And they stole it with James slipping in from downtown. And he will get one. And will this be a second one? BKB pinapsala. He doesn't care talaga. And the Ace will be popped. Nag-5 kay Rubik. Pero wala sila Chrono Spear. Triple kill na rin si James. And where's the damage nga lang. Pero wala lang abat. News lang. The Remnant will miss. The silence of Puffer. There's the Clipper game.
are under attack.
The damaged arrow does not connect. However, they do take down the set of racks now. James is going crazy with a Hail Mary from the middle lane. All the way from that mid lane. He just directly goes to support with his ball lightning.
Radiant's bottom
Nakita mo
tower.
yung damage ng ano, pag ball lightning niya, ganung distance, ganun yung damage. Weak
Zip
support.
zap. And it's
Low
such a
level
good
support.
opening for them too. Kasi yun nga, sorry, but like, it's such a good opening for them because they know na ginagawa
Oh!
yung Chrono, they know ginagawa din. Oh!
Radiant's
And this is a good catch. Wala na. How can you survive that? Dials up and James once more. James zips in. Pero he was caught by the bar. Jack first the lip. Moonlight Shadow nandito na rin. And James?
Radiant's
Okay.
middle barracks
That was a
are
good
under
I would
fight.
be amazed if he made it out of that.
Yeah, but that was a good kill. 753 gold streak. Pero nakuha nga lang ni TMB on the Oracle. And again, the silence. Pero bar strike will connect on sa draw. And lalaban dito yung Faces Void. And the Arrow Press, the Hurricane Spike, pumasok dito ka ng Mirana. False Splash will also committed on the Prince. He needs to be careful, ha? Ito na yung Mortimer. And the silence up, ha? Wala na rin to. I don't think he will survive this one. 3 mana, 3-4-1 exchange. And the bar strike will connect. One Ares, Ares just leave out.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Signal on this
And
game, man.
that racks down.
Dyer's top
That
tower
was a
is
really
under
good opportunity for them to take through. And actually, we are seeing
Radiant's
the
top
DC
tower is under
come out from
attack.
FB already. Yeah, and I think that's GG. 28-minute game. Just strong showing from Signal Ultra Warriors here. Very strong showing from them.
Pero ito na nga ang ating draft. We're going to the draft. Game number 2. Eagles versus the Warriors. Finally, the Eagles natalo na rin sila.
Turn to ban.
Medyo nagkaroon na ng taint yung kanilang record dito sa ating tournament. Pero insta-ban again coming from the Eagles, which is yung Vengeful Spirit. Tinanggal na nila kagad sa equation.
I think we're going to see a
Radiant
definite
team's turned to
Magnus
ban.
ban again. Nobody just wants to play against Magnus, I think, anymore. Unless if Eagles decide to leave it in the pool, Warriors, we'll have to see what they think about Magnus. So we know James is very good at sitting back and farming on the mid lane course that doesn't exceptionally own the lane. So
10
Magnus
seconds
is going to
remaining.
be one of those guys. Just push the wave, farm the
Who could turn away
MSDs,
from
and then
this
just
battle?
do everything.
5
after.
seconds remaining.
So, ang first ban dito ng Warriors, they'll take out yung Bloodseeker. Kanina first ban nila, Magnus. Pero tignan
Yeah.
natin kung second ban pa rin ba to ng Eagles. Saya ng look at the atmosphere coming from the Warriors side. Yeah. Happy jolly. Even the bud
Yeah.
is happy. I mean,
They're
everyone is
feeling-
happy.
They're feeling pretty good about themselves as of this point, and hey, I think like Signal Ultra Warriors, they have to feel good about
10
themselves.
seconds
They
remaining.
just stopped. They didn't stop the biggest streak yet. So
5 seconds
this could be
remaining.
the start of their own streak
Yeah.
going into this. But yun nga, as I said, I'm hoping for a 1-1. I really hope we do get that. So Eagles are going to be banning out the Snapfire next, as it did cause them a lot of problems in game one. And I think Warriors just have to ban according to what they want to play. They could go for another push strat. Because they take out Snapfire, who can def, who can reposition. They take out the Bloodseeker already on their end. If they want to ban like heroes like Tidehunter,
Radiant team's turn to
Timbersaw
pick.
again. Oh, and they take out heroes Tiny. So this is going to be another problem for Eagles. They don't have like that good solid first pick if the Tiny isn't there, if the bench isn't there.
So, expected na rin naman talaga na this tiny hero hindi makakalusot dyan dito sa, sa draft na, dito sa first phase ban.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
they know Hero really plays this hero so well.
5 seconds
So,
remaining.
Talagang tatanggalin na kagad dyan. I mean, wala na. There's no hope for Tiny to slip in if you're playing up against the Eagles.
Yeah.
First pick. Alam mo, pwede natin expect.
Dire
Kanina
team's
first
turn to pick.
pick, Oracle Oh, okay.
NXG. Alright,
Okay.
so it's TMV streak. We've seen this very before, just walking around with boots and boom. And there it is, first pick Magnus, because it did not get banned by either teams, and this could most possibly be just James C. Magnus.
Yeah. Knowing James is
Dire
playing
team's
this
turn to
hero well then. Pero Invoker pick, Alright, okay.
Radiant team ban.
Bilis ng draft, And they
Oh,
went for the
yeah.
faces Void, alright?
So this is how to make the Void come online faster. You give him Empower.
Empower, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's Signal Ultra Warriors going like, you know what? We're gonna show you how to play Void. You gotta
10
pick
seconds
Magnus
remaining.
first.
Easy farm. Half of the duration that you're
5
farming in
seconds
the first
remaining.
game will make it into half.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we'll even make it work. You don't really need the chrono. I have RP. Like you don't really gotta time walk in. I'm gonna skewer people back into you. It's all right, bro. I got you. But like, we're this coordination from Signal Ultra Warriors. It's already coming out. We're already seeing things play out, and Eagles decide to pick the Invoker. So
Dire team's turn to
Invoker,
ban.
very good follow up.
Radiant
It's
team's turn to ban.
It's not as snowbally as Storm. It's not as snowbally as like Quap, let's say, but he does hold his own in lane, and there is still global presence with, of course, that Sunstrike. He's a good Vessel builder as well, so Vessel very effective against Magnus, against Faceless Void. You force them into a lot of Dispel,
10 seconds
also
remaining.
because they have tons of HP and Void is healing. So Sprint Vessel
5
does
seconds
work
remaining.
against that, and Invoker is a very good Vessel carrier.
And to add, di ba, merong chrono, pero again, there's this Invoker. Meron siyang Deafening Blast to annoy
Yes.
any hero. Meron pang Cold Snap, Ice Wall. Tapos pwede niya rin kulitin gamitin yung Chaos Meteor inside ng chrono. So, very, very disruptive tong hero na to against the Faceless Void. Especially on
Yeah.
team fights.
I think though the approach that Signal Ultra Warriors is trying to take now is because they picked the Void. Obviously, you don't want to get roared inside the Chronosphere, no. So remove the Beastmaster
Dire
from the
team's
game.
turn to ban.
We can't play against him. It's just impossible to play. We saw what happened last game. We only saw 2 Chronospheres, and they were both banned. So
Radiant
now
team
I
ban.
think Invoker is somewhat like a softer. It's kind of like a softer Beastmaster in the way that you have the disarm, you have like Tornado, you can disable Faceless Void up until the point where he has that BKB. If you're up against a Beastmaster, picking up BKB won't matter because Roar goes through that thing.
Tsaka sobrang gandang
10
ban.
seconds
They
remaining.
picked up the Faces Void. They know how the hero works.
Dire
So,
team ban.
tinanggal kagad nila yung Beastmaster din, di ba?
Yeah.
Even
So,
Venomancer.
Yeah. The Timber saw Doom and Tidehunter ban. So it seems like this game, it looks like Eagles are going to be the ones that are going to be looking to stand in front of towers, which is, I think is already pretty it's kind of questionable given that
10
the Magnus
seconds
is already
remaining.
there. You know, that Magnus is gonna push out waves before they even
5
get to the
seconds
tower
remaining.
with the shockwave, with an power. Diba? Like so,
Yeah.
Dire team's turn to pick.
I don't know what these fans are very akin to as of now, pero some very good staples are still in the pool. We're still seeing Phoenix super available. You can still draft them out.
Oh, man.
Mars is also in the pool, so very big hero. LC just got banned, so that's one out. But
10
I
seconds
think Mars just
remaining.
never has a bad game really. He does well as a 4, as a 3.
Radiant team's turn to pick.
It just depends really on what
Mirana.
happens with the rest of his team. But this is the combo that Eagles were looking for last game, but the Mirana got snatched away from them when they picked up Young Faces Void. But Mirana, we're going to see the Chrono Arrow combo come out here. And Eagles, I don't know what they want to do against this. Another BKB piercing
10 seconds remaining.
would work against Void or against a Chrono would be Swap, but Vayne just banned out.
5
The next
seconds
thing is Speed
remaining.
Drip. Pero that's a position 5 just standing motionless during a Chrono stream.
Yeah.
And who's to say he's not gonna get Chrono din, no?
Kailangan talaga positioning talaga if you're up against a Faces Void. Same goes for the side of sa Warriors din, positioning. Importante din. Especially yung Magnus. Ano ba, siya ba mag-initiate or will he wait for the Void to jump in to use the Chrono? Actually, dalawa naman pwede sila mag-start. Or they can actually start with an arrow din. Or sa Moonlight Shadow or MLS. Pero right now, they're still missing out. I don't know, magpipick na ba sila ng, I think they should pick either a support or a core leader for the side of the Eagles squad. Or else, mauubusan sila. Sila.
Most definitely. Kasi nakita natin yung game plan from Signal Ultra Warriors dito, no? They have the Magnus, the Faces Void, the Mirana. Sobrang handa na sila para mag-team fight, no? Every time that they have this cooldown ultimate available, they're just gonna want to go for it. And siguro, we might even see like a 5 Grim Stroke coming out from Warriors here. But Eagles choose to go for the Centaur. So, this is a very nice combo. The Hoof Stomp if Invoker goes Exhort, and that's your mid laner, then of course the Sunstrike is always going to be available. So, we're also going to see possible combos like Overgrowth
seconds remaining.
into the Agram Scepter, Cataclysm if pwede. Pero the Center of Warrunner
5
here is
seconds
going to
remaining.
provide like a stable lane for the Eagles at least. So parang hindi sila matatalo sobra early on, and they also have some way to pressure fights. They can run away from the Mirana Moonlight Shadow, or they can run in and try to kill Faces Void or Magnus before may lumabas na big team fight ulti with that Centaur Stampede.
Tsaka maganda rin ito yung pang disengage and another tanky frontliner na kailangan rin ng Eagles dito sa game.
Radiant
Tsaka
team's
sobrang
turn to
ganda
pick.
talaga nung ultimate niya, yung Stampede. Okay, and dying is good against Centaur Warrunner. Same goes for the 3. Diba? Tamang spam ka lang na DK on the laning phase. So, another good hero para sa side ng Warriors. Pero this is a 5 Undying and Mirana,
10
kay
seconds
Eris yan.
remaining.
Layo na kakas yung mga games wherein they pick Mirana.
5
Eris
seconds
lagi
remaining.
nagme-Mirana on the Signal Ultra Warrior side. Pero wala pa rin
So-
silang core. I mean, carry.
Yun nga, we are
Radiant
going to see
team's turn to
Eris
ban.
on his Mirana again. So the Rubik doesn't
Wait.
come out. Okay. Sige.
Okay, sige.
So, 4 yung Rubik ulit. So, like, okay, mag-expect tayo na, yun nga, no, Mirana naturally mas better yung movement niya early game thanks to Arrow. Parang you have more map presence than Rubik kasi you have
10
deep,
seconds
you can get
remaining.
out of key situations. Rubik has to get near to try and initiate as a
5
position
seconds
4. That's
remaining.
very, parang, it's difficult to do.
Dire
Nakita nga
team
natin
ban.
yung ginawa ni Hero last game. Just dragging people away from lane somewhere na pwedeng, or somewhere na wala makatulong sa kanya. At the same time, just popping up in the weirdest places so that he can get a lift and fade off. No? Yung ginawa ni Hero last
Yeah,
game.
yung game mo. no?
Radiant team ban.
So, I'm not so sure if it's a pause 4 issue for Eagles or if it's just Warriors just really focusing so much on giving space to their cores. Kasi like pressure, you're already pressuring as much as you can as a position for
10
Rubik.
seconds remaining.
You're just not really threatening the space of Jamesy. You're not really threatening the space of Abad.
5 seconds remaining.
Right. Tsaka limited lang din yung naibibigay ng Rubik, di ba? Once you use yung telekinesis lift, pivot mo, then actually telekinesis nga lang, panagaan mo, wala na eh. Then you need to get a good spell din out of your
Dire
ultimate.
team's turn to ban.
Pero, well, it's expected din naman if the opponent has a bad news, Rubik is the number one choice mo. I mean, di ba? 60 out of 40% during the draft.
That you're going to be able to get an RP or like all spells are actually very good to steal. It doesn't matter if you don't get that good teamfight
10
ultimate.
seconds
Magnet
remaining.
Shockwave, you can help clear creep waves. You can get yourself some fun.
Yeah.
Empower, you can do the
5 seconds remaining.
Hopefully he's gonna make so much use of it. And Skewer naman, it's just an extra escape and also this, just an added bonus. It looks fun to see Rubik flying around.
Totoo. So they're just waiting for the last ban from the Warriors
Radiant
side.
team's turn to
So they're
pick.
still lacking. Troll Warlord. Okay. Ideal ban against a Void. Strong naman talaga yung Troll Warlord against a Faceless Void. With those,
the blind is going
yeah,
to be
the
very
blind.
annoying.
Tsaka yung root. Hindi ka makagalaw talaga ng totally. Wala nang
Walang
bash.
time walk options.
Dire team's
Yeah.
turn to
Walang
pick.
time walk options. But now the last pick is gonna be Sven. And alright, you have cleave. We don't need Empower.
Lalo lang mga mababuff lang yung Sven. Actually, good stand. Tsaka madali lang lakawin talaga yung power, knowing na core Magnus to. I-spam mo on yourself yan during the
10
laning phase.
seconds remaining.
Or even anywhere, actually.
Mhm.
Tsaka maaga
12
nag-online
seconds
yung Sven
remaining.
kung ikukumpara mo sa Void.
Super. We have to see how or what kind of offlaner they're going to pick para ma-pressure itong Sven natin. Yung bans ng Eagles actually ensuring that the Sven is gonna have an enjoyable time, doesn't have to deal with Timber, doesn't have to deal with Slardar or Mars. So it's like the only reasonable person that you could pin up against this guy is like a Necro or Veno, no? But like Necro, he's just unheard of this match. And Veno, we already banned him. So yung Ultra Warriors are kind of like left to wonder what kind of hero is going to be able to kite this Sven or make sure that he stays pinned. Like
Sobrang
someone who can also in-your-face him.
Yeah, sobrang ganda talaga ng Veno eh. Kaso, yun nga, it was already banned during the fourth banning phase from the side of the Warriors. So what else? What else can we see for the side of the Warriors side? Kung magpipick pa sila mga better heroes sa offlane. I don't think Mars is good. Masyado na silang reliant sa ultimate just in case. Kasi Void, pero hindi naman pala sobrang reliant ng ng Mars sa ultimate niya dahil mababa lang yung, hindi naman siya long cooldown. There you go, Batrider.
Batrider.
Okay.
Alright.
Let's go.
That's
Alright.
It's pretty good. I mean, like walang there's not much that magagawa nila para ma-interrupt yung lasso once the Batrider has BKB. They don't have really real their spells aside ng Eagles, and I think it's also very sleepable against Sven. No? Like he wants to kill your entire creep wave. You just kind of take his jungle, you cut the wave yourself, and you drag supports down there then. So Rupido and Hero, we're not probably going to see them in the same lane as often because Van is going to cause a lot of trouble here in the off lane. Pero I really think if this Ven goes online faster, if Eagles get to do something that has Prince come online faster than Abat and Jamesy, they're going to do very well.
Tsaka wala ang pipigil talaga sa Batrider, especially during the laning phase. Siguro lift, then after the lift, ano nang gagawin nyo? Stick and napalm being spam on you, plus naka Firefly. Pagkatapos ng dalawang spell, di ba yung SB naman siguro, you can throw out, a casual Stormhammer.
Yeah.
But then again, sobrang limited yung mana ng hero. So,
That's
force
true.
ka talaga to just back out from the lane. Siguro, magbaon siya ng magic stick, but hindi naman siya laging, super effective. Lalo na yung support mo, hindi siya defensive support. Di ba? Rubik, di ba? I don't know, man. Medyo mahirap na lane for Sven. Pero ideal din naman kasi maaga siya mag-online. It all boils down on how well the Sven will be playing dun sa kanyang lane against a Batrider.
Yeah, wala kasi silang real dispel eh. Like, it's not like this game they have Oracle din, di ba? Like, they don't have the Oracle available to them. Walang magtatanggal ng mga sticky napalm stacks off of your Sven. But as this game 2 starts of LPE versus Signal
Prepare
Ultra
for
Warriors,
battle.
we have Hero who's going to be playing this Rubik. Yet again, Prince on his Ven side. Being both Rookie
learned
Dota on his Centaur Warrunner, TMD on that Trend Protection.
And for the side of Signal Ultra Warriors, we have James C for the Magnus, Abat, again on his favorite hero, Faces Void, Ares for the Mirana, Grims playing the Undying, and Van for his Batrider.
Yep. So going into it now, these teams, like, I think they're all fairly comfortable with the heroes that they're playing. Hero, I think, we haven't seen this Rubik much, but now that we are seeing it and we're seeing how he plays it, makita natin na he's very comfortable using the hero to just pull off these like weird things. Like last game, he rivals the rotations of an enemy Mirana, even though like Rubik is clearly disadvantaged in that regard. No? And this game, I think he's looking to do the same thing, pero maybe without much attention to the mid lane. There's not so much that you can do against a Magnus kasi he's just gonna clear the wave and then go jungle.
Pero,
Nicely.
ewan natin. We'll see what will happen. Pero sa mga ka-tune in pa lang again, guys, this is the Nationals Season 2 Dota 2
The
Conference.
battle begins.
So, ito yung game number 2 natin. Nanalo na kanina yung Signal Ultra Warriors ng game 1. Question is, mas-sweep out ba sila ng Warriors or LPE? We're just gonna tie the series up 1-1.
Yep, and now we're seeing the two mid laners here, rematch versus Sai and Jamesy. This time on different heroes, not the Spirit Brothers anymore, but Invoker versus Magnus. So we're gonna see which one has the upper advantage. And speaking of upper advantage, we're truly advantaged here at the Nationals thanks to the Games and Amusements Board, because this tournament is under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board. So thank you to our dear friends in Japan.
Thank you. So these are the 3 lanes. So this is a Quaswex Invoker, by the way. Naka-quas siya. He already used the cold snap to help James C's CSing o yung kanyang right clicks. Pero Magnus to, hindi mo mapipigilan to without Empower. The cleave, the damage buff. Diba? He can go to the side as a side camp. Get extra farm.
May naisip ako sa Desperate Calves. Diba? Diba Tornado Dispels? If you're really desperate, if you're really, you
Yeah,
do
there you
stuff
go.
like that.
Yeah, wala nang Empower.
But it's a really low cooldown spell. So yung parang, is it worth it? Is it worth it?
A long cooldown yung Tornado, ha? Be mindful. Sa, okay din naman. Pero after that, wala ka nang gagawin.
Yeah, yun lang. Because, pero, yun nga, at that moment when he did use it, kaka-empower lang kasi ni James. At the same time, range keep yung pinag-aawayan nila. To gain the upper hand, to get rid of that current empower, and also to secure that range creep, I have to tornado you.
Sa mga hindi nakakaalam, it works like, a dispel din. Parang Yules, di ba? Pag na-Yules mo tanggal. Pag naka-haste rune ka, double damage rune, arcane rune. Pag tinawakan tornado, dispel dyan. Same goes for the Yules. Same sila na mechanic.
Yeah. So, wind and tornadoes in Dota. I mean, like, cyclone effects. So, Yules, tornado, from any source actually. It doesn't matter if it comes from the Rubik. It doesn't matter if it comes from like any hero. If it comes from an item, as long as you're used, as long as you're tornadoed, you will just lose all your buffs as soon as you come back down.
Yep. And then yung sinasabi ko, di ba? Yung Undying pick is really good against SN4. Basta any tanky hero, sobrang good yan. With the decay, yung decay stack. Pero ang ganda yung ginagawa ni Prince dito is using his Stormhammer to get the last hit creeps. Hirap din kasi lumapit, Batrider kasi.
Yeah, and it's pretty good because like he can keep using his Stormhammer kasi may one na siya eh. So he just gets free mana every wave because of the Batrider spamming. Yun nga, yung napalm.
Habat nakipag-trade din kanina ng right clicks. Pero James, tuloy-tuloy lang, ganyan lang, diba? As I mentioned,
he's already started. He's like, what?
Oh no, Centaur's wrong. Oh, time walk versus the time lock? No time lock, sir. No time lock.
He was baiting in the time walk. I don't think there's enough levels on the Invoker, and if he did really go for the Quaswex build, there's no real follow-up after that Centaur, no?
Yeah, wala na talaga.
After the Huff Stomp, but now positioning towards those runes because it is at a 330 mark. Jamesy actually falling a bit low here, so it is a Quaswex build talaga from fight. As you mentioned, Yukido gets the first one on upfront. I think he gets a lucky for he gets the prime Huff Stomp there after a nice best from hero. So
Was there a lift?
Yeah, I think lift was used by Hero. It is on cooldown.
Yeah, lift
He's gonna
into
go
hoop
for it.
stomp. Yeah, perfectly executed. Well played.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
But now, Runes actually DD gonna go to Grim, but does he drop down here? Shy, no boots yet. Grim does already have a clear on him, but doesn't matter. That DD is gonna go down along with him.
It's a good find. It's another bonus skill coming from the Invoker. Free gold, free experience, and here comes the Batrider here at the bottom lane. Napakagandang frame Blake, but the Stormhammer connects to the arrow, man! And they can continue if they want to, but no, they're just playing it safe. Play safe lang.
Yeah. I mean, Ben has 20 charges. If they want to die, then he also still has boots in after 8 charges. But I think what happened there was just, I think it's this weird little interaction with turn rate and the panic that ensues once you see that arrow coming for you. Diba? Like, you want to avoid the arrow, but it's so hard, it's so difficult to turn around because of the sticky napalm. And yung turn rate is a very big factor in Dota din. No? Diba? Heroes do not turn back or turn to a specific direction the same way, or everyone has it differently. The bounty
They want
rolls now
to
gonna be tested.
Pero Arrow, nagagamit lang i-pops his Magic Wand. Starstorm will connect, and look at
Oh, the
this
block!
Mirana block after the lead. Well played. Buhay pa rin dito si Van.
Ares.
Well played, sir.
That was very good play from Eris, actually just shutting down. You know, like, he's like, I'm gonna go for the last hit on this Batrider, but no, gets Bobby blocked by that perfect leap placement actually from Eris. So good play from him. Meanwhile, Jamesy just really making good use of the power in that middle lane. He might be offset in the areas of or in denies. His Invoker is able to deny 14 of his streaks, but he's bouncing back in the last hit because he's also been farming the medium and the small camp right next to his lane.
And they're contesting the experience. Actually, lahat sila naghahati-hati na rito. Pero nakuha ni...
Even the Soul Rip.
nakuha ni Grims yung last because of the Soul Rip, man.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's fully worth it. You're a level 3 Undying. You have to make use of, again, are we gonna see a repeat of what happened at 4 minutes? Grim, he did a double kick. He doesn't dodge the tornado, but now, the EMP, he does fully dodge it though. Doesn't he feel a bit of strength? The tombstone there to slow side down. Can he actually see a kill? The Archangel is there. Holdsnap gonna be okay in about 4 seconds, but Grims might go down before that. Does one down a little bit. Holdsnap is there now. Oh, Ghostwalk actually scouting out Grims. Do we see another fake ball? It's not available yet for 5 seconds. But meanwhile, bottom lane, Prince does go down with Van. But that's still only level 5. Oh, the RP does get committed. Aries with a nice arrow there. And Grim will survive. And they pick down a kill on the Invoker. So Sai, not too happy about that one.
Man, grabe yung ginawa ni Grims doon, di ba? Hinatak niya yung Invoker after nung rune. Nag-drop siya ng Tombstone. Then after dropping the Tombstone, ginawa niya lumapit siya sa Tombstone. He uses the Soul Rip. Extra HP.
Yeah. And he had vision of 2 camps then. So
Yeah.
those units added for your Soul Rip. Yung Soul Rip kasi is, it matters. The amount of heal matters on ilang units within
Yeah.
the certain radius, di ba?
And he bought time para sa Magnus to arrive.
That was actually pretty sad. The Invoker TP'd there, so now they're gonna have to send Hero in that middle lane. And first rotation from our Invoker not going to work out so well after that TP. So he's going to want to reclaim his spot in the middle lane, I think. Because yung Magnus natin and yung Void have actually completely rotated into their own respective areas of the jungle now.
Tsaka ano na yung pala rito yung Centaur. Yung Centaur already has a Vanguard.
So of course, it's going to be very difficult for Abat to kind of contest it. Siguro yung upside dito is Signal Ultra Warriors going to be feeling very confident. Yung first RP of the game, and they get the most important core as of like this stage. No.
Aba, ganda rin naman. Pero mas mayaman pa rin yung Centaur Warrunner on this game, followed by the Invoker. Even though yung Invoker kanina, he got caught. So, namatay siya kanina din. Pero Haste Rune makukuha ni Hero. Hero going somewhere here. Hindi, sinecure niya lang yung Haste Rune. He was scouting if there's any supports lurking around the area. Ito yung Stampede, they want Grims this time around. Kanina nakalusot ka. Ewan ko na kung makakabawi ka ba. Pero he still has it. Last the decay. Pero wala na. 3 heroes. Di kaya.
Sai does get the kill on that. And that pushes his network up by a little
Dire's
bit more, but
structures are
I
fortified.
don't think they're completely aware that there's a ward. Seeing heroes rotation. Oh, and he gets the courier. Eris, you sneaky Mirana! And now he's just gonna walk out. He has vision of Sai, but does he see hero coming to dive through? Turns around. Is he gonna do something? But no, does fall down in the end. Meanwhile, bottom lane, TMB drops down a Van again, and Jamesy just facing off against Prince in this middle lane.
Dire's top
Still
tower
leading
is
our
under
network
attack.
charts is the central
Dire's top
Sven
tower
is
has
only, leading or over a buck, despite
Radiant's
like
bottom tower
one
is
CS
under
as of the
attack.
moment.
This is
We
what
love
Bat
that.
Riders love, man. I mean, playing
Yeah.
up against, melee heroes, di ba? Sobrang
Slow
dali.
mid hero.
Try and protector as Ben. Diba? Stick and
Yeah.
napalm. Pero ito na naman si Grims. Again, doing this, just support stuff.
Yeah.
James is here, pero pipili pa ba? No. I mean, kaya-kaya niya
Pero,
ma-pick up.
Kyle, we talked about this last game, and actually, as I'm saying that bottom lane, Van get another kill on TNT. This is really good because I think, in sa leading stage na to, Van Ryder, I think, completely counter that red protector. And I think what they're doing is good. They're making sure that when you're past 5, can't do anything to heal, can't do anything to kind of make plays. He's just standing in front of a tower healing, so parang hindi siya mag-down. No? Yung Batrider kasi, Firefly takes out trees. What's so good about Red Protector early on, or how he's so smooth, is because he can walk inside the trees with his passing. But if it's gone, if there are no trees, you're the slowest hero in the well, maybe not really the slowest, but you're a pretty slow hero. And plus there's napalm charges, you're gonna have a bad time against Batrider.
And i-mention ko rin pala, yung Sven was able to get a big stack ng Asians kanina dun sa triangle spot. So that was a pretty nice farm and of course experience. Supports will also get bonus gold from that stack. Pero bottom lane, here they go, Firefly. And ito na rin yung tombstone, may rotations. Nagamit na rin kagad dito yung kanilang
So
stampede.
much damage.
Oh no, the damage! And Rupido burned alive.
Habang nag-stampede siya, he was trailing the Firefly kasi.
Man. Hindi nakatulong yung Vanguard dun, Set. As in.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yung magic damage kasi from Firefly. And of course, it turns the mate on the third cluster of the game. But what is he trying to do here? Prince does get, of course, the Storm Hammer onto him. But the Chronosphere really doesn't do anything as at this point. But
Pwede ba?
Van,
They can still chase the Time Protector. Flaming Lasso.
Lasso
The
is still
ultimate naman
available.
dying. They can take this one out.
Torpedo's back here.
Oh no. And it can still go on. Diba? Pero nandito yung Invoker. Pero just ko tingnan mo yung damage. Look at the damage. Oh, snap EMP. But wala na. They need to turn tails right now.
Yeah.
Pero babalik pa. Okay. Yeah, they'll just back out.
I think they're feeling like pretty okay with that Chronosphere. It forces the Sven to actually, take a break from his farming, and they get like so much space in the bottom lane. They kill TMV yet again, and they also score a nice kill, or they also score some nice farm onto Van and his background. So, so there's that urn that we were talking about earlier inside. Just getting on that cold stuff, trying to knock for Ares, and they know that one more leap actually secures his getaway. And Ares has just been so hard to kill this game. Only dropping down once, I think, in the top lane.
Tsaka ang ganda ng sidestep niya nun. I mean, predicting the tornado follow-up. So, easy leap. I mean, actually, sidestep. Side leap.
Yeah, but now we're seeing the Rubik. He actually stole Empower, no? So nanakaw niya yung Empower yan. Kay Magnus is gonna be walking over towards Prince. And they're drawing on the map here. They're going
Radiant's
to help
bottom
Prince actually
tower
clear
is
this
under
jungle
attack.
with that Empower. So here they're just gonna be standing behind this Sven as of the moment.
Yeah. Matagal lang talaga bumasag dito guys yung Signal Ultra Wars, knowing na yung nilang hero, hindi na makagaya ng game 1, they have the draw. Diba? So sobrang bilis pumasag yung Beastmaster. Dito kasi void lang. Right now,
Dire's middle
kala
tower is
ko may
under
tatamaan,
attack.
pero nakanakaw siya doon ng isang creep. Pero dagger na rin ang yaman ng
Has been
Centaur.
killed.
He has the Vanguard, now he has the Blink Dagger, 30 minutes, Tornado will connect with the EMP. Here comes Prince with the Storm Hammer, and he will connect. That's an easy kill for the side of the Eagles.
Yep, and now we're seeing how effective actually this Empower is on the board.
Radiant's middle
Because
tower is under
Sven is a
attack.
naturally he's an actually apt farmer, you know. He has that built-in cleave. But this Void is managing to kind of compete with that built-in cleave with the Empower. And it's not even always on him at this point, but Jamesy, Grims, and Van pressuring the tower here at the bottom lane, and Jamesy holding on to that double damage route he has in his bottle. Van spots out TNT. That's the teammate almost seeing DPP come out. Grims will be ready to fight by here. Going for that. All the Stampede does come out. The Dark Cells come down as well. RP is still available. Going to go for it. The OG though cancels it out. Overgrowth has been committed. So now Rupido brings him forward. Moonlight Shadow has been committed as well. There's no deflection for their side. Bot laners make it out.
Yeah, that was a late dust in the sentry from the side of the Eagles side. So, very unfortunate. Sayang yun, 2 kills sana to make it. I mean, kung nakuha pa sila 2 kills or 3 kills. Pero still, nakuha nila tier 1. They were able to get the tower at the bottom.
Dire's bottom
Not
tower
going for a
is under
trade
attack.
dito yung LPE. I think they want to secure their own jungle first. Yeah, they're looking to secure their own jungle.
They'll move in under the jungle. Pero na hindi Batrider. Yeah, Flaming Lasso, Chrono Spear. Tumama sa Invoker. Pero still a good kill. Invoker yun eh. Still an Invoke. Where's Stolen Chrono Spear? No, Stolen Chrono.
Undying though.
Yes.
Is walking on forward. He's hitting Hero. He's like, no, you don't steal one of my stuff. Time walks forward, claims a kill on the TMD, and Rupido is now in trouble. Can't blink out, just used it yet, and now Grims just hitting him. Look at that slow. The arrow. It's like properly there. The Holy Lotus. Look up everything else. Jamesy still in the vicinity, avoiding the EMP. Will Zeko said, no, the Huffstomp is there, but Ares takes it out. With that charge, Vanguard will help him out well. Actually, pretty good Chrono Spear from both the Void and the Rubik, but we're seeing that the Chrono Spear does not affect the Void, even though it does get stolen by the Rubik. If Rubik has the Chrono Spear, Void is not able to do it. Doesn't have the bonus speed, pero kasi Chrono Spear din, he can move around him.
I don't know about that buyback. I mean, okay, so sayang yung buyback yun. Nanalo sila sa team fight. They were able to force the Invoker to buy back. So mababagalan to lalo sa form tong Invoker dito sa ating game to.
Yeah, I think the good part about that is that that lasso is gonna come off cooldown pretty soon. If makita nila yun though, if mahanap nila yung Invoker and if you kill onto him, he's gone for more than he should be. Like he's just off the map for more time than he should be. There's already a dagger on Van. There's already a dagger on your Magnus. So if you find that Invoker, if you take him out in a fight, that's an easy tier 2, or you can force Glyph, or that's also a possible Roshan here. Yung Void dito na single Ultra Warriors, but he already has a BKB. Meanwhile, Sven naman, Prince, is actually just holding on to the Echo Saber and Mask of Madness for the time
Radiant's
being.
bottom tower
Still
is under
working on his
attack.
own BKB.
So 16 minutes, 8 to 12, 5,000 network lead for the side of the Warriors.
Radiant's
Yeah, this
bottom
game
tower
is not
under
yet
attack.
done. Eagles can make a move here later on. And Sven still, safely just farming,
Radiant's
just making
courier
sure
has been killed.
he has the tools. Oh my god, yung courier kuha na naman. And the
That was
arrow.
the vessel.
Okay.
Yung vessel yun ni
Yeah.
Sai. Sai is not gonna be too happy about that. It's 2 minutes without his career, without his vessel. In those 2
Radiant's
minutes,
middle tower
Chrono
is under
Spear is
attack.
already up. May last na ulit.
Dire's top tower
Flash
is
Golem
under
is already
attack.
up. There's an RP that you have to fight into. Hirapan sila dito. So right now, they're just trying to pressure
Radiant's bottom tower
enemy side
is
of the
under
map. They're trying
attack.
to
Top
pressure that
tower
tier 2.
has
And of course, they
fallen.
do take it down. Pero they're taking some damage to their own tier 2. Actually, Sven pops it. Because nag-glyph nga dito yung
Dire's
single
top
Ultra
tower
Warrior.
is
Ben
under
pops
attack.
his God strength to be able to take it a lot faster. Siguro they're
Dire's
looking to start
courier
fighting
has
dito
been
sa
killed.
Tornado will connect on Grims. Kaso wala nang pa. Flaming Lasso. Nahuli pa nga rito yung kanilang Train Protector in the tree. Sinunog lang ng Batrider.
Radiant structures are fortified.
no overgrowth for that fight. And at the
Radiant's
same
bottom
time, they do
tower
blow
is
out
under
their own
attack.
glyph. For actually glyph though, they don't make use of it. Wala na kasi si Sven dun sa top lane. So there's not a lot of damage into that tier 3. Meanwhile, Invoker gets back out. This could be the sound that we're looking for.
And they have the
Back
texture.
there. Factor is there. Oh, Stampede, will it save his life? Is it going to be enough? The tornado, the rest of the team is here. Ares touch the front, even through the leap and Sky leaks out. But really Van going to be patient. Windbreak is there. The ice wall has the person going to clear with that storm hammer. The Windbreak has been stolen forces. The Sunstrike to miss, but they know maybe the Rupido gets the kill and Sai does not buy back.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I was punished. I was punished
It's
for
actually monster kill na pala si Van Moon.
Yeah.
I
Kanina pa
forget
siya.
it.
Ang dami niya nakuha kills. Kaya sobrang goods doon. Napanish siya sa kanyang aggression. He was chasing Invoker at that time, pero it doesn't have any BKB nor first tap. Tapos naka-ice wall pa siya, so sobrang hirap talaga umabot.
Yeah. Ito, very nice pickup, I think, coming from Centaur here. He already has the Crimson Guard and he's looking for the fight next.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Realize na kasi early on, when during the Chronosphere, during the Universe Polarity, you're not really looking for the damage from Starstorm or from Firefly. Yung tinitignan mo na damage, yung damage din lang ipapagod ng Magnet kapag nag-hit na siya. So, when you take it out with that Crimson Guard, or when you reduce it with the Crimson Guard, ensures na kung sino man yung mga RP, as long as you have the Crimson Guard active, he's not gonna die right away to that burst. No?
Kanina pa nila tinatry i-take down the tier 2 tower sa bottom, pero nililiving armor lang kasi rito ni TMV eh.
Yep, that's what makes strength so annoying. Apart from lagi siyang nasa puno, the ability to heal from across the map, the ability to heal towers, the ability to heal allies. They're just clearing trees, they hate it. Deforestation here and TMV is gonna get taken down. Valid even here, but it's good. Some errors, they pop the flash going for him. Giving him the worst game ever. TMV has dropped down so many times in this game. But alright,
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Enough for the rest of the team to come back up. We're seeing Void farming more than a Sven. It's not something that you see every day from a hero who has an
True.
elite clean. So very coordinated, I think. Like look at Signal Ultra
Dire's
Wars.
turret
Playing
has
so
been
close together.
killed.
Hero
Radiant's
gets a
bottom
kill
tower
on
is under
Ares.
attack.
Yeah, he gets a kill on Ares' courier. So a little bit of revenge there. Kasi si Ares last game pa siya nagtitira ng mga courier.
Panay snipe niyan eh, ng courier.
Exactly. It's like his number one job here is Ultra Warrior, the resident courier sniper, but also the resident outpost taker, as the tier 2s have fallen, and he's going to be the one claiming that outpost for the entire Rupido. Gonna get caught out by Ben here. Very nice time walk in. The game is already available. Deeper is over there, but the Stampede is there. Why don't you want to come up to corner street? Because the Stampede is there. Everyone else is still going to be fighting up, but they have the high ground.
Radiant's
They
middle
don't want to go
tower is
down.
under
Or do
attack.
they? Van does not have the lasso anymore. Ares actually just going to be harassing. A nice smoke in coming from LPE. Do they want to re-engage? They know there's no lasso. They know there's no void BKB.
Yeah, ito yung go time nila. Sven popping sa war cry. Grims will be caught by the storm hammer. Arrow will be dodged. And that's a bash. Easy kill. No flaming lasso. No BKB, but they still have the chrono. Pero may firefly naman dito si Van. Disengage lang. So, yeah, still. Paano may nakuha silang kill? Or sayang silang smoke? But a possible tier 1 tower.
So I think now they realize na they can't really take down that Centaur warrior.
Dire's
He's
middle
way too
tower
tanky.
has fallen.
Nakita natin nag-hit si Void nun. Abat was just frequently hitting, even with siguro mga time lock procs. It's just way too much, or the Centaur is just too tanky with that physical time. A lot of physical damage just kind of brush off at this point. And he's going for that fight next. So making sure that Storm follow-up, Firefly, Twinblade, really not gonna matter that much to him and the rest of his team then. Given also my living armor din from TMB, also adding that regen and the damage reduction to whoever is gonna get focused down.
Less than 2,000 na lang yung kailangan dito ng Sven for his Aghanim Scepter, Superman mode.
Yep. So is that going to be yung inaantay actually ng LPE? Do they just want a good way to be able to start fights and commit to them? Kasi pag they use Stampede to go in or they have a Invoker come in, grabing like sobrang ganda kasi ng counter initiate from Senior Ultra Warriors. They have the LP, they have the corner. The tombstone is hard to fight into. Van can drag you deeper into the fight with a Blink Lasso and now Rupido. He's positioning right outside Roshan, trying to see if my smoke can break and top lane. Also, the rest of his team positioning very aggressive here. They know there's no tier 3, so if they know there's no tier 2. So if they win a fight here, pwedeng they can decide to kind of force out a glyph or go for the Roshan. That's why both teams are positioned around this area of the map here, yung parang top left area.
Uy, pero napakagandang lift. Sunstrike will miss. However, Abad trying to go for the tankiest guy of them all. But no misses!
Has been killed.
But there's the courier though.
The only thing is left is the career. He popped his BKB too.
He needs
And it's a stolen bonus too.
Yeah, he needs to
Get
back.
overdose. Not to get off though.
Pero ang ganda ng lift. Solid yung lift.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, it prevents the lasso, so he had to commit the bonus to there, and he doesn't get anything good with it, and now he gave it away.
Yeah, but yes, time on. Oh, there you go. Van going in for the flaming lasso.
There's the lasso.
But where's the follow-up? No damage nor foul from the side of the Warriors. However, Rubito taking a lot of damage into the RP. That's stolen. Oh, no spear won't connect. No, man. Will it go in? There goes stolen RP. But it's down. However,
No, it's not enough! He stole Kodo, he used it, then he stole our feet. James, is he gonna go down? If the arrow does connect, though, is he gonna go down? Sky gets taken down as well. That's his buyback there, actually, and no matter what good trade coming out of Zero here, it seems like Figure Ultra Wars is tanking through everything.
this is Team One, man. Well played.
This is the thing, like, actually it's like a 6-man work because TMV has already died twice. He's the first one to die in that fight.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I'm the first one to die, I'm the last one to die as well. I'm that kind of tough. I'm that kind of LPE, dude. But really, really good fight here coming from Team Ultra Wars. Even though it was like really, really weird the initiation, you know, because you get cancelled out by hero, you get some really good play. But now look at Sven, he's getting kited. There's so many Tombstone zombies, he can't turn around. The nice skill we're in. Oh, the arrow actually hits before the skill we're in, canceling his team. But Rubik chronos his two teammates, even though there's so much damage already coming out from the rest as well. The RP, I think, coming out a bit way too late. Also, like a little far from Prince, where he has to walk a little bit more, get those two hits that matter. And Jamesy doesn't go down because of that. Another good arrow hangs on the side, and they just choose to fight like, on their own terms, on their own high ground. And it's just, it's not looking that good for them. From that really small 3k lead into a 9k lead now. Just after that team wipe comes in, just, I don't think they want they want to really rely on counter initiate as much as they would want to here. Yung LPE, they need to make something happen. They need to pick someone off. Siguro with like a simple Stormhammer, Stampede, or with the Sunstrike. Maybe even commit Overgrowth right after a Void Cast Mountain. It's completely worth it, I think, at this point. They could go with it.
Grim just going in. He just wants the reward. He just wanted the reward. However, Sven got caught with the flaming lasso. And Abad is way too far for the follow-up. Yun nga lang, huli naman ba ito yung protector? And it's no bashes, but the, oh my god, the flame break. Huli na naman dito yung Triad. 1-for-1 supports dying in this fights.
TMV on his tree is like, I don't know, there's something like Signal Ultra Warrior is not feeling too good about the eagles and the trees that they're perched on. Signal Ultra Warriors, I think, not big fans of nature as of this point. There's so much deforestation going on, skewering through the trees. Tombstone actually also clears trees, and Firefly, that Indian is like ruining the forestscape for Leafy Friend here over on LPE, but they are going to be taking Roshan and 9k gold lead, 10k gold lead.
Yeah.
Actually hovering for Signal Ultra Warriors as they go back to farm, trying to get their cooldowns back up. I think mostly waiting for MLS and Blasto, also waiting maybe for tier 3 items, but now they really, really need to come up with some way to reach, you know, this middle lane and maybe take top even, as there's still a tier 1 tower standing over there.
Yaman ng Mirana rito ni Ares. Ares, 7-6, Yules plus Blink Dagger. Sobrang effective niya rito sa game na to. I mean, he's not dying that much. I mean, dying too much. His arrows, positioning, sobrang on point.
Yeah, it's really make or break as Autumn. He canceled this Sven TP. He was the reason why the Invoker could not kill Jamesy there. So
Yeah.
like he's just really holding back the cores. He's very disruptive, and you can't say the same about yung post for the LPE dito. You can't say the same about Hero and Rubik, no? Because like, hindi natin nakikita yung same amount of impact ng isang lift or the same amount of impact ng multiple field break in one fight.
Oh!
What?
The time walk in, kakasabi ko lang, but there's the lift, there's the follow-up for you, but and it's still up in the line, Moonlight Shadow nagamit niya kaagad, and they're running now, ito ba yung saving lasso, huli na naman yung Train Protector, and about to get back up, pero may stampede, takbuhan na abot,
No,
oh no, pero wala connection, may dust, yeah, the dust was popped, and ito na yung round number 2, Arrow however connects, time walk out, they need to run right now, there's Superman, it's a goal for the spin, being even up to James, pero yung connect, oh no, nalip siya rito ni Hero, on the other hand, sa bottom side, put in Rubik, no stolen spells for you, and the RP on 2, wala na rin yung Protector, Invoker is also out, 3-4 nil exchange so far, and gusto nila si Grims, they want Grims, and Grims, oh no, he still survived, double kills si Abad, and they want more, they want more blood, and Rubido, another team wipe one,
Oh, no, he's gonna be talking about top of the clip. He's been on TV. Rubido is gonna drop down in a butt in the last hit on that.
Is under attack.
That was such a messy fight. That was a completely messy fight, guys. Grabe, ang gulo. We're seeing chronos that they're effective somewhat. We're seeing RPs that are like, okay, nahuli, but hindi ka then avoided. Two big team fight always. He wasn't caught in the chrono. He wasn't caught in the chrono. He wasn't caught in the RP. But somehow, he still managed to lose the fight. It's so messy, and I think I really want to see a replay of that. Signal Ultra Warriors coming out on top. Yung tombstone kasi it's like a marking factor. They can't really find it. They don't have someone to reliably control the zombies to hit the tomb mismo. It's just there's so many things happening for the side of Signal Ultra Warriors. If you go to LP, cannot. They can't keep track of it. You have to keep track of the RP. You have to keep track of the MLS, of the Arrow, of Chronosphere, of the BKB timings. There's too much, and I think it's kind of overwhelming for LP at this point. What all they were worried about was, we got Void Ages. We have to do something else now.
Oh my god, this game, man. I mean, there's a lot of, medyo awkward, medyo, chaotic team fight, uncoordinated, might I say, uncoordinated from time to time. Ito talagang kulit, di ba? Di ba? Nag-time off, magdi-reward lang sila eh. I don't know, man.
Grabe yung ginawa niya, but I mean, like, sa totoo kasi, we could have seen the Chronosphere come out much earlier than that. Kaso, he popped his BKB a millisecond too late na kasi tinamaan siya ng EMP na wala siya ng mana, and he does effectively lose his ages because of that.
Kasi ito, Moonlight Shadow, natamaan siya sa pinakadulo, sa end nung dust.
Yeah, it clips him at the very end. Pero it's just an Aegis, and it's Ben Superman's in. Pero at this point, di ba, that tornado forces James to actually use BKB. He doesn't die right away. He walks out of the Chronosphere. Like, what? He wasn't even inside it in the first place.
Pero ang ganda ng RP rito, sobrang solid ng RP.
The RP is really good, but the flame break actually takes out Prince of the RP. And it's like, what is still happening? The fight is still going on. Prince is still hitting.
Grim's still alive, right?
It's just, it's so messy, but it works out for Signal Ultra Warriors. They're just having a good day today, it seems. And LPE, not too happy about that, especially TMV on its Red Protector and Sai, just with these little moments of frustration that he's getting with these tornado, like Hoofstomp into Tornado, Stormhammer into Tornado. They're not good follow-ups. They got tornadoes to be the one setting them up, and now look at it.
So yeah, he went for a Train Protector. It's an easy pick off. They still have the Chrono still. They can still be aggressive after taking out the tier 2 tower here in the middle lane.
Radiant's
Out
middle
left.
tower is under attack.
And I think PMB is just like sending voice line to himself. Are you lost? Because he's just wandering around his own forest, and there's absolutely nothing that he can do. As soon as he gets last zone,
Radiant
it's just the end of
structures are
like,
fortified.
it's the end for him. Like, no matter who follows up from the side of Signal Ultra Warrior, if there's no help on his side, because he's the one that's supposed to be helping. He's the one that's supposed to be living, armoring people and stuff like that. But if he gets taken out first, there's no like what do you call this? There's no real counter initiation for his team. All they can do is run away with Stampede.
Tsaka ano rin I mean, pero good thing sa side din ng Eagles, they have the Invokers, so maganda yung high ground defense nila. Nandiyan rin yung Treant Protector. Kaya hindi madaling mag-high ground for the side of the Warriors.
Yeah, I think like for Warriors kasi, the thing that's happening with them right now is that they're expending too much sa team fight kasi. Because like, they are a team fight heavy job, so they have to expend so much of their resources on a team fight. Mangyayari, as soon as they're poised to take, or it's a good opportunity to take an objective, like a tier 2 tower, or maybe even go high ground, mangyayari is that they don't have the resources for it, they don't have the cooldowns for it anymore, they don't have the BKBs for it. So parang, they're stuck in this position na they have to kind of like do guerrilla warfare on rigid structures, which is pretty much what Trent wants you to do, diba? Kasi like if Trent ka, ayaw mo ng isang basagan na yung torre nyo because there's no time for you to living armor it up back to foot, no? Pero with how much resources Signal Auto Warriors is spending in the fights, it's all. I thought we were gonna see a chrono there.
Same. For a moment there, akala ko pop up yun na yung chrono, pero yeah. Trigger discipline.
It's these moments that like really like small heart attacks as to what these teams are going to do. Like, are we going to see like the Invoker initiate, the Void counter initiate, and like I think Abat has just been giving me nightmares, man.
Yeah.
The high ground, you were but you time walk into that. Like the time walk into that Invoker lane. Guys giving me like
Set alam nila may tao doon pero still walks at the time walks in sa cliff. Pero however, James, oh my god, no time for to pop his BKB. And this is a dead Matthews, however, good find by Stampede. They will go for Invoker still, the sign is up. Pero merong Lotus Orb. Pero Invoker still alive there goes the Chrono. 3-man Chrono connect. But where's the bomb damage? Well, wala nakuha pa rin naman nila Invoker, that's still fine. Double pin killing, I'm in the stolen Chrono Spear. Abat jumps in. Okay, you got my Chrono, but I'm still good with your Chrono. Time lock. Double pin pa rin si Abat.
I don't think it's worth to actually steal these spells for Hero, no? Like, it's good if you can find space for them, pero I'm like, entirely, your Invoker's already dead. Wala na kayong follow-up, like, wala na kayong damage. Your Sven is not gonna be able to use of that. He's melee for that fate. If he does choose to like hold on to it, or if he does choose to hold on to a stun and kind of like wait for you to position your Chrono good, that's you're losing so much time, you're losing so much position in this team fight. So I don't think it's so crucial to be able to steal these big spells like RP, like Chrono. You can't really make so much out of it if your cores are dead. I think what you need to do is maybe find spells like Tombstone just to like kind of annoy the enemy team, make them waste their BKBs, make them waste their timings. No? Because as soon as you get rid of their you get rid of the things that overwhelm you, like Lasso.
Another fight!
Lasso does come out, and no, they find Prince here, and Prince does have to pop BKB. Even if he tries to keep you in here, the time lock is still available. Does get the money win on the way out already.
Abat's so unlucky.
Abat is just like, you know what, you Superman up onto the high ground. I'm gonna time walk up on the high ground. Let's see how you feel about that. They just don't like. It's just very. I don't know if the word is disrespectful. I don't know if Abat is trying to really just slap in their faces, but it's so hard to kind of like kill him as a void, even though like he's in front of you, making these questionable high ground.
But there you go, they will contest for shot. However, Rubido, arrow connects from Aries. And this is a free rush shot. It's going to be a free rush. How can you contest this without... Oh, speaking of without, he bought back. And the blink in! Oh, but still gets the Aegis! And instantly Rubik got demolished! Oh my god, that beat! They want to chase the lid. But okay, the use the setup for the arrow, it will connect, and the Treant Protector again falling. EMB with another death. Abat on a godlike spree. Oh no, this is not looking good for LPE.
Hero is making these great plays. He's making these really big plays. They got the Roche kill, they got the Chief, but they don't have. They didn't get the Aegis. Now, the real problem here is that your team kind of needs you to help set up, to help deter the enemy.
Radiant's
Right? You
middle
don't have
tower
buyback.
has
I really
fallen.
thought you were going to get able. It's not open as I'm talking about that. EMP does come out. Manta dodges the
My
EMP
God.
beautifully by Abad.
Woo! Dodges the EMP and the
Oh,
skewer
skewer!
from James. Here comes the
Rubido got
dieback
back.
finally, and Rubido again. That's a dieback. He just
Yeah,
fought
that's
back,
100
right?
seconds without your center.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
They have
is under
no
attack.
damage reduction on their side right now, and Abad is just going to go ham on these tier 2
Oh,
towers. He has the
here
backtrack.
comes
He
Van.
will get cut out.
Easy pick up against that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Oh.
chrono and two.
He
But there's
catches
the
guy
damage
on the edge then. The arrow is there too before he can see that. And then it doesn't even matter anymore. Hindi ka priority ng lasso. That means he doesn't do anything. He does that Mastro side from the fountain, walking out onwards. This is Corner is in a bit of trouble, but DT is in a bit of trouble. DT is as good as it's possible. Overgrowth dodges it by walking outside of the game. That can still win outside of the game. There's under season a butt. He's in a bit of trouble here.
Actually, but nothing scared. You still fighting this one off. However, there's a Firefly, Lotus Orb, and that's a dead spin without a buyback. Rain Protector is also down. Arrow will connect on the Invoker. He just fought back. But no skewer for time, pero still, it's over. GG was gold.
Called. And this is such, grabe, sobrang impressive ang play ng Signal Ultra Warriors dito.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Nationals. Andito na tayo sa post-show at kakatapos lang ng day number 5 dito sa ating Dota season. Grabe nga naman yung bakbakan. Kung magre-recap tayo just for a real quick bit, 2-0 ang score ng Smart Omega versus Brent Pro. At ito namang Signal Ultra Warriors, pinakita sa atin na sila talaga ang champions from the previous season. Naka 2-0 rin versus the previously undefeated Laos Auto Group Playbook Esports Eagles. Grabe nga naman tong araw na to. And before anything else, ako nga pala si Laika Mea, ang inyong panel host. At kasama ko ngayon ang ating napakagaling na casters na si Seth and si CUW. But not only that, meron tayong special guest. Oo, kasama natin ngayon ang team captain ng Signal Ultra Warriors na si Aries! Hi, Aries! Hello! Ayan, marami akong katanungan. Nakatingkati akong tanungin sa'yo kasi syempre ito yung first time na may makakausap kami sa mga players ngayong season na to. So excited na ako. Kwentuhan mo naman kami first and foremost. Matagal mo nang kasama si Van at si Grim sa team mo, pero itong si James C saka si Abat, medyo fresh pa sa roster nyo, di ba? So, kamusta naman sila kasama sa inyong team?
Unang-una, madali sila kasama at kausap about sa mga discussions. Kasi naging kakampi ko na rin sila dati. Tapos si Abat naman kalugar ng Cavite. Bali 4 kaming taga Cavite, kakampi ko rin sila dati sa sa Cavite dati.
Oh. So, kamusta naman yung chemistry? Bukod sa madali silang kausap, nararamdaman mo talaga na solid yung team mo ngayon?
Opo, ayun po yung nararamdaman ko kasi unang-una nga, yung malaking bagay yung discussions pag sa team eh. Hindi tulad sa ibang team na pag may discussions nga, may mga nagtatanim ng sama ng loob. Sa amin kasi tawag dito, madali kami mag-usap kasi nga magkakakilala.
Tama nga naman. Ito naman, pag-usapan natin yung views na match-up mo. Diba, kalaban nyo, Laos Auto Group Playbook Esports Eagles. Laging nababansagan na ito yung team na isa sa mga unknown. So, kayo ba, at one point, nahirapan ba kayong basahin tong team na to? Kasi wala silang masyadong record, wala silang masyadong matches na pwede nyong i-review. Paano ba kayo naghahanda para sa mga ganong situations?
Ginamit namin yung yung mga matches nila nung nakaraan kahit konti lang. Saka nakakalaro din namin kasi sila sa pub. Solo kaya ayun. Yung mga ginagamit nila sa pub, parang pinagandaan namin yung mga hero na pwede nila i-pick.
Pero napaka-resourceful ng team nyo kasi with the very limited information na nakukuha nyo, nagamit nyo pa nga rin to, na-utilize nyo, kumbaga. Okay, I think your execution as a team, Aries, is very solid. Kita naman natin yan. Pero, ang gusto kong tanungin, paano ba ang drafting procedure ng Signal Ultra Warriors?
Sa drafting, unang-una kasi ang iniisip namin yung first two picks, kumbaga malakas na hero, tas bubuan na lang namin ng synergy, ganun. Tas habang nangongontra kami, bubuo kami ng lineup na kompleto lahat. May initiator, may babasag ng tore, may damage dealer, yung mga ganun.
Ayun naman pala, yun yung proseso kung paano nyo binibreakdown yung magiging composition, kumbaga. So, before I hop on to my last question, baka yung ating mga casters may gusto ring tanungin sa'yo. Calbs, Seth, any of you guys can go first if ever.
Seth, can you go first? Or...
Okay. Sige, Eris, sa last pick nyo nung game 2 actually, di ba? Yun yung parang si Van was on his Batrider. So, ano yung parang collective decision nyo? Bakit nilagay or bakit pinilihan nyo ng Batrider sila?
Ano po ulit yung sa ulit?
Yung last pick nyo, why was it Batrider?
Unang-una kasi yung Magnus Void. So obviously magpa-farm yung dalawa. So kailangan namin ng gumagawas na hindi masyadong nagpa-farm sa jungle. Ay yung nagpa-farm sa sa jungle ng kalaban. Tapos nangahabol, tapos saka yung mura lang yung bibilin, which is Dagger BOT lang. Tapos ayun, initiator din ang kailangan namin sa last pick namin. Kasi Mirana undying kami. So Magnus lang yung setup late game. Kaso hindi pa mag-online kasi si Magnus. So pinik namin yung maaga mag-online na hero. Malaki yung pressure na nabibigay.
Yeah, thank you. And nakita mo natin, it's super effective. So really, congrats to you guys for getting both games today.
Kita mo nga naman, di ba si Van, 96% participation pa dun. Ikaw, Calbs, may matatanong ka rin ba kay Team Captain Eris?
Well, yeah, I mean, isang question lang naman. I mean, sino nagsa-shot call sa team whenever mag-i-smoke? Kasi nung game number 1, nakakita kami ng medyo unorthodox smoke na nag-smoke kayo coming from the dark jungle sa bottom, going sa mid, nanalo kayo sa team fight. Then yung follow-up nyo, you went for another smoke. Same pattern din dinanan nyo. I mean, sino makaka-predict na twice yung gagawin in a row? Sobrang ganda ng shot calling na yun.
Una-una kasi may parang rule sa amin na kung sino initiator siya yung nagka-call ng smoke. So, ano po yung first game namin ni Hero? Wait lang.
Pero kayong Storm...
Yun, Storm...
Beastmaster.
Beastmaster, tsaka Storm. Nung pagka-yuls ko, medyo may shot call din ako, ganun.
Okay, kami.
I see.
Well played. Congrats ulit. Congrats sa 2-0.
Well played. Ito na, Eris. Ito na yung burning question. Ito na yung surprise question na inaabangan mo. Ang gusto ko lang naman tanungin, Eris, masarap ba yung ulam nyo ngayong gabi?
Hindi ko pa sigurado kasi pag-uusapan pa eh.
Kasi kilala natin tong Signal Ultra Warriors last season, di ba? Yan yung incentive nyo. Kapag sweep kayo, sobrang sarap ng pagkain. Tama ba?
Tama po.
Sana masarap yung ulam nyo ngayong gabi. Congratulations on the 2-0. Thank you so much, Eris, sa oras mo. And congratulations again.
Thank you po. Thank you lahat.
Thank you. Ayan na nga. So, grabe yung laban. 2-0, day nga naman. Calbs, Seth, kamusta naman kayong dalawa? Okay pa ba kayo after sa lahat ng na-witness nyo ngayon?
Yeah, kaya ko naman eh. I mean, kaya pa namin ni Seth. Siguro mga 4 series pa na Seth.
Yeah,
wow,
definitely.
Strong! Gusto ko yun. Dami pang energy. So, simulan na natin sa first game, no? Bren ePro versus Smart Omega. 2-0. Very unfortunate for ladies over here. Pero ano ba sa tingin nyo yung nagiging problema pa rin at this point? Or sa tingin nyo yung naging lamang ng Smart Omega dun sa matchup na yun? Calbs?
Well, for me kasi, kagaya nung sinabi rin last, nung nag-cast ako, na may series ako, wala namang problema sa draft lagi ng Bren ePro. Okay naman yung draft nila, wala akong problema, wala akong masabi sa draft nila. They're doing it really well. Ang kulang lang talaga sa kanila is, siguro, yung playmaking, strategy nila and yung positioning, lagi ang dali nila ma-pick off lagi sa sa mga team fights. Lalo na kanina nagde-defend sila nung game number 2 sa high ground. Hindi ko alam kung bakit, siguro miscom lang. Lumapit yung Lich, sinister gaze na agad dun yung in Lone Druid yata, if I'm not mistaken. Then, sinister gaze niya na wala siyang kasama, all by herself. So, doon na nag-start, okay, go na easy pick-up. Then, sunod-sunod na sila. Paisa-isa sila lagi na pick off. So, ang end lagi nun is not good within your team. Kasi nga, yung Dota is being played as 5.
Yes.
So, kung paisa-isa kayo lagi nakukuha, how can you execute?
Yes,
Nakukulangan lang talaga. I mean, walang problema sa talent-wise. Talented naman lahat yan eh. Lahat ng players, lahat naman ng players dito sa tournament, lahat sila talented, mechanically skilled, lahat sila. Siguro, yung kulang lang talaga sa Bren, yun, siguro, playmaking. Tsaka huwag sila mawalan ng kumpiyansa. It doesn't matter if you're on the bottom, matagal pa tong conference na to, matagal pa tong tournament na to. They still have time to catch up. So, dapat tuloy lang nila and keep on improving.
Tama, ang dami pang pwedeng mangyari. Simula pa lang to, parang yung paa mo kakapasok pa lang sa pinto, di ba? Ikaw, Seth, anong masasabi mo dun sa first match natin?
Yun nga, I think yung need lang ng Bren E-Pro is to actually, the drafts are okay. Yun nga yung sabi ni Calbs. And everyone is basically, sa tournament na to, everyone is at the top of their game. Everyone is the best of the best dito sa Pilipinas, no? This is why they're at the nationals. Pero the thing is, what do you do with 5 players who are all mechanically skilled, who are at the top of their game? You're supposed to make sure that they mesh together, na magkakasunod silang 5 in perhaps maybe even outside the game. So I think Bren E-Pro just need to play together. They have to play team, execute their strategies as a team. Kasi right now, we're seeing them execute different things top, different things mid, different things bottom. It's parang walang congruence, walang coherence. If we see them play more as a team and executing their drafts as 5 players talaga, we're going to see them take their first win sooner or later.
I see. So pareho kayo ni Calbs on this one na dapat team play talaga. Yun yung napaka-important na aspect dito. So moving on to game number 2. Laos Auto Group Playbook Esports Eagles. Diba, hinahype natin yan, undefeated in the past, pero ngayon they encountered their first loss. Not only that, 2-0 pa. So in our previous season, diba, na-witness natin to from other teams. Nangyari na to na pag may mga teams tayo na at the top, consistent sila at the top, may tendency na masira yung momentum, mas mahihirapan na silang makabounce back. So sa tingin nyo ba itong LPE, masya-shake ba yung confidence nila from their performance today? Seth?
Heavily, I think, riding on a streak. No, it's one of the best feelings, and parang may underdog aura kasi sila because nobody's heard of them. They didn't know that they were going to be picked up for nationals up until they were, no, and so everyone else also didn't find out. Pero parang yun yung advantage nila eh, that people had no way of beating them because they hadn't played against them. Now that they have been beaten, they have another advantage actually, which is they have other ways to win. They just have to find out how to implement them. So yun, siguro the silver lining for them, and I don't think they should be losing any momentum or any faith, or they should go on a losing streak. I think these boys are mentally capable enough kasi yun nga we're seeing them, or the streak couldn't have been possible if they didn't play at their peak as 5. So going into it, if they keep doing it, they're not gonna keep losing.
I see. PMA, positive mental attitude, tama, di ba? Calbs, ikaw, ano naman masasabi mo regarding this?
Well, for me naman, as I've seen LPE played, I don't think tatamaan sila na sobra dito. Kasi they're still, in this, the big wave coming into this tournament. Kaya na sabi ni Seth, di ba? Walang nakakaalam on how they play. Of course, di ba? Kaya nila, I mean, sobrang nung gameplay din naman ng LPE. I don't think they'll be super affected after this one loss. This only one series loss. They can still bounce back first.
Ayan, napaka-inspiring ng ating mga casters, napakaganda ng mga messages na pinapahiwatig nila para sa ating mga athletes. keep your chin up, always think positive, and isipin nyo na marami pa kayong oras para bumawi dito sa ating Dota season. And that is it for the post-show here at The Nationals. Magkita-kita ulit tayo sa susunod dito sa The Nationals. See you guys! Good night!